Microsoft Excel we are dealing with or it is installed in our system. So how to know that? Go to your Excel, go to your Excel file, please. Okay. There is a file menu you will be finding and go to that file menu over here. You can see in the bottom left, there will be an option called account. And if you click that account option, you will be finding the version name will be stated over here. So in my screen, if you look at, I have got 365. So kindly check on your system and let me know in the chat box what is that version you have in your system. 2013, 16, 19, 365 or 2021. Kindly do it. Fine. So Ranjan and Kumar both have 365. Very good. How about others? Yes. So Tanmay and Jitesh, Divya. Okay, Tanmay 2019. Very good. Yes, Divya, able to check it out.
Yes, it's 365.
Very good. So Rahul also 365. Now who else left with? Fine. Jitesh, if you are listening to me, could you please check your version and let me know in your system which version of Microsoft Excel is installed? Going to the file menu in your Excel file, check account and it will be showing the details. Now, why is it necessary to check your own version? The reason is, suppose say one of your friend or your neighborhood, some your colleague is sitting and he is doing his job very perfectly by using some beautiful options from the Microsoft Excel. And he's doing the job with no time. So definitely you will also start expecting the same from your system. But when you look at your system, you are navigating to your Excel window, you don't find that option. You don't that find that formula or function or tool or feature. Then not to be panic. This is nothing but the reason we have got two different versions. So only thing is you have to upgrade your Microsoft Office applications to that version and you can get it all these things on your screen. So now you can ask me a question written simply. Prabhas, I just take my work to my home sometimes because of the urgency or because a lot of escalations. The day is also not enough for me. Sometimes I take my work to my home. So if I'm downloading those files or if I'm keeping working on that in my personal laptop or desktop, which version you recommend all the time? I would say go for Office 365 because Office 365 is a subscription version where you'll get all the updates from Microsoft whenever they come up with something new. But rest of the other versions are the standalone license. Features are limited, options will be limited, templates will be limited. So you'll get all the limited features over there. All right. So now, okay, Jitesh, 2007, that is not recommended. I told specifically in the email itself that version should be 2013 and above. Okay. So if you are having 2007, lot of features will be missing, Jitesh. So I'm sorry, you have to just watch my screen and you have to upgrade your Microsoft Office. That's must because there are a lot of features missing. So if you're working in 2007 in today's world, then again you are going back in the Stone Age. Trust me, like that, this much of differences are there. Okay, fine, no issues. So if you get an opportunity by end of the day today, you can upgrade your system to 2013 and above. Yeah, no problem. Just check it out, or you can connect with me at the end of the training program today. I'll help you out something. Fine. So kindly go to our file people over here, naming called corporate case studies. The first file which you are going to work with is corporate case studies. Please open that. And you'll be landing up with the cover page. So click on that next button. You can see the arrow keys over there, and it will take you to the sheet called business maths. Okay. So kindly confirm you got all the same worksheet opened in front of your screen, naming core business maths. Quickly, why for yes in the chat box? Fine. Thank you so much for your response. So let's go and discuss about the data what we have with us. Business maths. The sample case studies, whatever you see over here, is nothing but in our routine activities, people, we deal with lot of basic calculations. So basic calculations in the sense like we deal with lot of plus, minus, division, multiplication, and all these things. And what is the problem over there is we always spend a lot of time. We don't mind because we believe this is the only way to do this job. So we have collected a few examples over here. Though it is a basic calculation, how to make some improvements on that so that we can save our time. Okay, so let's discuss the first example, what we have with us. Suppose say, take an example, somebody from a different department, XYZ, he came to me and asked, Pravas, I need to purchase three products. What are they? ABC, XYZ, anything you name it. How much quantity to be purchased? A of 1000, B of 12, C of 20. That is pretty clear. When I inquired with the vendor, vendor has given the rates A of 1 rupee each, B of 20 rupees each, C of 10 rupees each. All right. Now I have taken up this matter to my finance department to collect a check from them on behalf of the vendor's name so that I can give the check and I can procure my material. So when I ask them, they ask me in return from us how much amount you need to purchase the said quantities of the said products. So I need to answer. So what we do in that case, no need to do anything, just watch my screen. We go to a new column, we type equal to and taking quantity, multiply by rates over here. And the moment we go for this, we got the individual values and then we go for a total. Then we realize we need to collect a check amount of 1440 rupees. Do you all agree? This is how we do if I need to answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Right. Nothing wrong. Whatever we did is absolutely fine, absolutely correct. But I have a question over here. Just see, our requirement is lying in this 1440 cell, correct? Our answer is lying in that cell. But what is the point of getting all these three values? Is it playing any role in our calculation? No. Nowhere we are defining anything over here, but we are helpless. Unless and until get this three, we can't get this total. So what you have understood now, we keep creating lot of unwanted data. Because of that, our file size is also getting heavy, right? Now, when you create a new column and apply your formula for the whole column, again, it is time consuming. And the more the formula, again, file size will be more. So having said all these things, people, whatever the practice we have to answer all this kind of questions, we are going to stop today. Okay. So how to make an improvement? Just see. Watch my screen for a minute. I will give you time to work out again. So there is a total cost over here. The cell you can notice. Yeah, total cost is there. I'm going to use a formula. What kind of formula? Naming called sum product. Now here, the first thing is how to write your formula efficiently. Sometimes what it happens, people, we always keep typing the entire string of the formula or the characters of the formula or the name of the formula. Not necessary. Just see. If you look at my screen, I have just typed SUMP, but Excel is giving me already an explanation that some product in highlighted in blue color. So I don't need to spend time for entire character string of some product. I can simply hit the tab key. When I see something in blue color and I want that formula to be populated, just from the keyboard, I need to hit the tab key, TAB. Automatically, it will be populating up to the open parenthesis label over here. And what it demands, array 1. So some product is an array formula. Since 1985 till 2013 version of 2021 version of Microsoft Excel, this formula is there. Very powerful formula, and there are a lot of things you can do with some product. So now what it demands? Array 1. So in our data, quantity column is the first array. You should not include the column header, only take the data points. Comma. Array 2, the rate per unit. Again, no headers, only the data points. So two inputs we have provided inside the formula. Formula is ready now with 1440. Now, sometimes what it happens, people, when you design a template, you got your answer by application of formulas, but those formulas you need to showcase, or those formulas you keep under display for the user to understand what type of formula where I have used. So if you want to display the formula at any point of time, go to the adjacent cell. There is one more beautiful formula in our Microsoft Excel 2013 and above, sorry, 16 and above, naming called formula text. What is that? Formula text. What is the basic job of formula text? Whichever the cell contains the formula, if you refer to that cell, it will display that formula. So since this cell is containing some product formula, our formula text, it is showing the same formula over here. So how to use some product, how to use formula text. We got the basic understanding. So please give it a try and check. Is it working? Any doubt, any queries? All right. So both the formulas were clear. Now we'll proceed to our next example. Okay. So whenever you have any queries, people don't skip it. Make all the questions clear. And if the questions are related to the subject matter, I'll be taking enough time to clarify then and there. If it is something related to your personal queries, do not hesitate. We'll be utilizing some break window time, or at the end of the training, you can stop there and you can ask me the questions. So 10 to 15 minutes I can spare for your doubt clarifications. Don't worry. Okay. So now let's go to our second example is related to something called vendor evaluation. Ideally, in any organization industry, wherever you are working with people, our purchase department or the procurement or commercial department, whatever the role or portfolio they have, they always suggest a procedure. What is that? That whenever we are purchasing one item or material, we should not rely upon with a single source of supply. Because if you do so, then we are running our business with high risk. So what they suggest, always go for minimum three competitive quotes, and technically we call them L1, L2, L3. Do you agree? Any industry, is this the procedure they follow? Always they go for minimum three competitive quotes. Right. Now here we are also going to do the same. See, we have a prices column. We have a prices column. Now, what is the objective? Look at the same and do let me know what would be my L1 price. Can somebody identify? Just check manual and let me know. What would be my L1 price? The lowest one. L1 means the lowest one. In this prices column, what would be the lowest price? 87. L2, the second lowest. Is it 99.2? Do you all agree? What will be the third lowest? 103.2. So I have just found out for you. Just validate this and say yes or no. Divya, 111 will, before that we have got 103, right? All right. So since we have got hardly 7 to 8 items, we could find out easily about our L1, L2, L3 prices. Take a real-time situation, people. When you have opened this file in a particular column, there are 10,000 entries of data is there. How many? 10,000. Now, if I ask you to do the same job finding our L1, L2, L3, what you do in that case? Yes, anybody? Tanmay, what you do in that case? Yes, Ranjana?
Not very sure, Prabhas.
Okay, no problem. Divya, any opinion? Okay, no idea. So in that case, people, what we do, we first go and sort our data. We go for sorting, like we go to home, edit, and sort and data, custom sort, and we go for our sorting the data with smallest to largest order. And when we go for smallest to largest order, and whatever the three line items appears in the beginning or in the top, those three items we consider as our L1, L2, L3, and then we drop a mail to our superior stating that, sir, we have done the ground level of workings. Please approve the same so that we can start procuring the material. This is what the practice it is there in almost all the industries, 95% cases you can say. Nothing wrong. Whatever you are doing, it's absolutely perfectly fine. But the task what you're doing, just analyze it. Today I am looking for ABC product. I have to sort my data. If I'm looking for tomorrow something other, say XYZ product, again I have to sort. So every time whenever I am looking for a product to purchase, I have to sort my price column. This is essential. No other options for me. So the task is repetitive. The same task you are doing again and again and wasting your time. The productivity is getting degraded. So this is not the right way of doing the job. So first of all, in this kind of scenarios, people, instead of doing this sorting task repeatedly, what you can do, you can make it more dynamic. But how? So here, same L1, L2, L3 we are going to identify, but our job will just one-time task in such a way, whenever I change any product over there, my L1, L2, L3 will keep changing. Okay. So let us go on do the same job. So same thing if you want to do over there in Excel, how to do it. So first of all, we are going to make some improvements in writing the formula again, right? What See, ideally what we do, we go and create a formula in one cell, then we copy paste or we drag it or we do control D, all these things we do. This is how the practice we have. But today again, we are going to stop that. So first thing first, first you select the bottom three column cells where I have colored yellow on my screen right now. All these three cells first we select. So where we need to design our solution, first we have selected. Okay. Then keep your mouse aside or touchpad aside or equal to. You can notice it start typing from the first cell. Now what it demands me over here, the formula. What should be the formula? In Excel, there is a beautiful formula called small. Again, this is an array formula. What it demands me, array. Where is array? The data. Is it there in the left side of the formula or right side? Left side. So I'll go to my left by using the left arrow key. Then I need to select the whole range. How to select the whole range? Control Shift down arrow key. So whole range will be selected. Now this range, whatever we are operating with right now, when we copy this formula towards down, this range should not move down. Okay, for that we need to lock it. And how to lock it? By hitting the F4 key. If F4 is not your direct key, you have to use the function with F4 key. Depends upon the brand of laptop or the keyboard configuration. Now, comma, what it demands me? K. What is the meaning by K? K is nothing but the number, the integer, or the ranking. So here we take the num n as our ranking, or K as ranking. Okay. So rank L1, if I'm looking for what should be the rank? Question itself answer is there. L1 rank should be 1. L2 rank should be 2. L3 rank should be 3. So basically, in place of K, we are looking for 1, 2, and 3. But we can't give it together over here, or neither we could go to each and every cell and edit the formula from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. We can't do that. So in this case, what we have done, you can notice in the next column, in the right side of bottom 3, the next column, already 1, 2, 3 is prescribed. It's written over there. So we are going to use that column by using the right arrow key. So it has taken G12. What is the value of G12 cell? It's of 1. So that 1 is going to become my K value for my small formula. Bracket close. Formula is ready. Ideally, how you end up with your formula, we always go for enter. But today, we are going to use control enter. Press together. And the moment you go for it, you will be finding your data is ready. So this is how people, any point of time, if you are looking for bottom 5, bottom 2, bottom 3, you can go for this kind of small formula. So give it a try and check your small formula is working. Anything is not clear or any doubt, queries, feel free to ask. So if it is done, could you please confirm in the chat box why for yes or any questions, do let me know. Fine. So small formula, Tanmay has confirmed.
When I do this formula, I'm getting all the values as 87. Something I'm missing, the same formula only.
Okay, what you have typed, just spell it out.
I tried the small formula and I selected all the E column and then comma and I selected the given value. After that, Control Shift Enter.
So not control shift enter, control enter.
Control Enter.
Yes.
Oh. So what is the difference? Control Shift or Control Shift? Some difference is coming there because of that.
Yes, control shift enter is an array formula. It will take the, see, now in the same formula if I'm looking at, I go for control shift and enter. What will be happening? Can you see in the formula bar some extra, our curly braces is turning up before formula and after formula also. Okay. But if I go for control enter, if I select my data and control enter, what will be happening? It is not going to give me any kind of curly braces.
Okay. Okay, now I got it correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I believe everybody's clear. Whatever we did, that's using the small formula and the dollar symbol applications just to restrict the movement of the range, right?
So Prabhas, one question. After selecting G12, I'll just do a control enter or
After G12, you have to close the bracket because once your formula open, then you have to close it. Then control enter.
Done. Thanks.
Right. Fine then. Now, once we have done with this, how about others? Could you please quickly confirm? Okay, Rahul also done. Very good. Very good. Fine. Jitesh, status please. All right. So consider now that this small formula, how it is helpful over here, I'll tell you. The moment you are working with any kind of tabular data, MIS report, dashboards, templates you are creating, this kind of formulas will be pretty helpful. You can keep these things ready. Whenever the user types the data, automatically it will be showing the result. Similarly, let's go and find out our top three. Now just watch my screen for a minute. For bottom three, we have used our small formula. For top three, what will be the opposite of small? Is large? Yes, we do have. Taking the array that is again from the prices column, I have to lock it. Reason, when I copy this formula towards down, this array should not move down. This range of data should not move down, comma. Now what is demanding? K. What is the meaning by K? I told you the number, the integer, or the ranking. And again, we need 1, 2, 3. So data is there towards my left. I'm taking G12 again, bracket close, control enter. So we got our top three values also over here. Okay, so give it a try and check your large is also working fine for you. Right. So are you happy with the formula, whatever we have discussed, this small and large? Yep. So when we are getting some solution by using some formula, definitely will be happy, right? Yes. So this question I will keep on asking number of times during this 16 hours of journey because I am just doing a postman job, people. Whatever Microsoft has designed, I am only passing that knowledge to you, how to deal with the same, what is the advantage and how to make use of that. But as a user, you have to give your opinion, you have to give your feedback. So the question I asked that, are you happy? I got the answer, yes. Okay. Now take a look the problem. We got the solutions, but that is not enough. Why? I'll tell you. Now suppose say I'm taking two names from our group. One is called Dibya and the other one is called Ranjana. So Dibya and Ranjana, if I take your name for the story, is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So suppose say this is what our friend Dibya has presented to Ranjana. Okay. Now Ranjana is watching the data and she is trying to understand what Divya has created. So she has gone through the formulas, everything is fine. But she's not having a simple understanding why Dibya has taken all these things. What is the purpose of this column? So Ranjana is not clear with this and she feels for a while that it is not having any kind of role and she deleted the same. What happens? Entire formula is in trouble. Can you see that? And this is what most of the time happens with us. We design a beautiful report or template, we send it across to the user play around with that, and they keep bothering us because the formula is in trouble. Yes or no? Some or the other, you would have also come across this kind of situation many more times in the corporate. It happens. Yes, Tanmay, do you agree?
Yes, Prabhat.
Yeah. So in this case, when we are designing something like this is what our expert they do suggest. Go and create some kind of column like this and design it. But do you believe that Excel will ever recommend for the same? No. Reason we know in front of us, the reason is there. So now the question is how to handle this problem. Just see. No need to do anything right now at this stage. Just watch my screen for a minute, understand the concept. Again, I'll be giving time to try with. Don't worry. So now, when I present something like this, the reason you know why I'm not supposed to take this helper column, we are clear. But how to get the solution then? We are going to need that 1, 2, 3. Definitely it is needed. But what we are going to do is we are going to make our formula efficient enough in such a way those 1, 2, 3 is going to be generated in the formula itself. But how? Just see. If you look at my screen over here, which row I am operating with, can you identify which row?
12.
So right now I'm in row number 12. Now the same thing if I want to know by keeping the cursor in a cell which row I am in, there is a ready-made formula in our Microsoft Excel naming called row. This also gives me the same result, row formula. Since in now row number 12, I'm getting 12. So row formula has a basic job. Whichever the row you type this formula, this will return that row number as the answer. Okay. But our large formula purpose, we need k, and k how much it is supposed to be, as we discussed already, k should be 1, right? So already row formula is giving me 12. If I need 1, basic mathematics, what I can do, can I go for minus 11? We got 1, right? Now the same thing if I go and drag it down, this is going to give me 1 2 3. Now this whatever we did, people, the same thing we have to do in the formula. Okay, same concept we are going to add in the formula. How? Just see. I will delete everything. I will go for the formula equal to large. Then taking the array over there, the data array, and locking the same. Reason we know it should not move down or move right, comma. Now it demands me k. So in place of k, I need to use the row formula, and then minus 11. Since I'm in row number 12, and then formula to be closed large. Formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. As we know, what is the shortcut? Anybody quickly? Formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for the rest. What is the shortcut we have learned?
Alt enter.
Control enter.
Control enter, not alt enter. So control enter. Now see, without taking any kind of helper column, we could generate our solution. So this is called our nested formula. So formula within formula. So large with row combination, how it works. Just give it a try and check. Is it working? Any doubt, any queries? Do let me know.
But one question, why do you are giving only 11 there? Or I can say that okay, instead of 11, we can put any other number also, right?
Any other number, but what is the output will be giving? Because see, earlier it was 1, 2, 3, right? In this area, what was the value? 1, 2, 3 only, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 2, 3 was there. I have deleted that. But we need those 1, 2, 3, as I told you. Just to give my reference of k, I need those 1, 2, 3. So to generate those 1, 2, 3, we have gone for the row number. Since I'm in row number 12, I have deducted with the previous row number, the basic mathematics.
Okay.
Yeah. So once your large is done, please rectify the bottom 3 also.
Prabhas, can I quickly share my screen, please?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, select the H column. H column, all the three cells.
Now I'll start putting the formula in I column.
Yeah, if you wish, you can, no problem. So it's not logged actually. Just do it one more time. 134 you delete.
Yeah, I deleted.
I can't see the real-time operation, so you can just reset again. The screen is freezed. Right. Escape. First go for escape. Select all the three cells first. Equal to, yeah, large. Right. Go for array. Yes, complete array. And log the same with F4 key. No, don't give comma. Log the cells because those range should not move down. So F4. Yeah, E12 also to be logged. E12 in the range E12 that is not logged. So keep your cursor in E12 in the formula itself. Yeah, there also you lock. No need to select. Just keep your cursor there and go for F4. Yeah. Now keep the cursor at the end of the formula, comma, and go for row formula, ROW, open bracket, close bracket. And since you are in row number 12, this will return 12 minus 11 because we need 1 minus, not equal to, minus 11. And bracket close and hold on. Control enter. Right. Similarly, go for bottom 3 also. Find out bottom 3. Select all the 3 cells, delete, hit the delete button and equal to, type formula small. Yeah. Take the array, log the same with F4. No need to select. See, you are writing means it will be automatically coming up. That time you have edited, that's why you have to do it individually. Yes, again you have to do now individual. Again E12. So this is what time taking. This is what time taking. You must learn how to do it. Go for escape. Go for escape. I'll tell you how to do it properly. Yeah, follow my instruction one by one. Just type equal to small. Yeah. Tab. Then use your left arrow key. Forget about mouse. Use your left arrow key to move left. Now Control Shift down arrow key one time. Control Shift down arrow key one time. Then go for F4. Can you see how easily it is happening? Now comma. Now comma. Put row formula. Start typing row formula. Row ROW. Open bracket. Close bracket. Minus 11. Then bracket close. Control enter. Right. So this is how you have to practice so that you'll be fully dependent upon the keyboard shortcuts. You don't need to use the mouse also in Excel most. All right, so I'm taking the control back in the screen, people, and I believe everybody's clear with our small and large formula with combination of row and how to make a nested formula. That logic also we got a little bit of understanding. Now we'll proceed to our next example. It's called basic rounding of our data. Sometimes what happens, people, while working with our Excel data, the data output turns into decimals, and those decimals, when you go at the year end to reconcile your records, sometimes what it happens, it leads to a huge difference. And those differences to reconcile and tally our books of accounts, we always pass one journal entry for this blindly without knowing whether the difference are real difference or it's because of the rounding of our data. So to overcome this challenge, what we can do basically the moment you are start using the data itself in the year beginning, when you're working in your templates, reports, or any kind of tabular data or daybook, you can keep all your formulas ready by rounding off the data. So we are going to do the same now. Just see, we have a prices column, okay, where you could see the data is of mixed type. Like we have got some decimals along with some whole numbers also there. Okay. So what my boss is saying, Prabhas, why don't you do one thing? I just don't want to see the decimals. Just get me the data rounded off to the nearest one unit in the next column. So what is the meaning by rounded off to the nearest one unit? Like 103.2 is there. Ideally, we prefer to show 103. If it is of 111.5, we go for 112. Do you agree? Yes, people. This is what we show to the audience or in the records in the
Yes, sir. Yes.
Excel reports. So here, if you look at the case very closely, for the first case, if you look at 103.2, we took one unit down. If you take 111.5, we take 1 unit up. So why, how you decide where to take 1 unit down, where to take 1 unit up? We are not deciding. This is automatically decided by the post decimal character. If post decimal the character is of 5 or more than 5, the value is 5 or more than 5, we go for 1 unit up. If it is less than 5, we go for 1 unit down. This is the standard logic we apply, isn't it? So same thing we need to do it over here in Excel. So how to do it? Technically, in this particular case, people, we keep using a formula called round. But nothing wrong, you can use that. But what I suggest is, since Microsoft has done some improvements on that, so let's go and explore what is that formula, how this is going to help us, and what are the situations I can take that formula over there to deal with my job. So there is a formula, people. First, watch my screen. Naming called M round. M stands for multiple. What it demands? Number. So number I have in my left, comma. What is the next thing it is asking? Multiple. So multiple has a different meaning over here. So when the formula demands multiple, it doesn't have the meaning that we are going to multiply with some value. Multiple has a meaning. What is that? Let's go and discuss. See, suppose say 103.2 is there. Okay. If I am not aware of what is post decimal character, post decimal, whatever the character is, I am not aware of that. But I know I need to round it off. So what I'm going to do, there will be two probabilities. Either I can go for 103 or I can go for 104. Do you agree? Either of these two value, right? Now 103 point whatever XYZ is there. If you talk about 103 is the lower unit. If you talk about 104 is the upper unit. So whatever is going to be rounded off, it is going to be either 103 or 104. So what is the difference between these two units, 103 and 104? Is it of 1 unit? Yes. So that is what nothing called multiple. So multiple has a meaning. The difference between the lower unit and the upper unit, whatever you are going to round it off, that is the multiple value. Okay. Now bracket close. Formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest, as we know, control enter. And see the beauty with immediate effect. This same round formula will return the answer over here. So give it a try and check the same round is working for you. Fine. So I believe M round is clear. Whatever we discussed over here. Any doubt, any queries from anybody? All right. So let's go for our one more situation, how to handle this and how M round is more helpful. You can also come to know about it. Just see. We have a prices column again, same prices column we are going to deal with. But now my boss is saying, Prabhas, why don't you round up the data to the nearest 5 minute? So what is the meaning by nearest 5 minute? And if it is 103.2, what will be the answer over here? Anybody?
108.
105.
105. Okay. If it is of 87,
85.
85. So that is what we are expecting over here. If it is not clear, I will make this job more easy. Just stay focused on my screen, people. See, suppose say I have created a scale of 5 skip count or 5 jump values, say 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, something like that. I have got a scale or 5 minutes interval over there in the scaling. Okay. Now, if I'm looking for 103.2, in which interval this is going to fall? Is it going to fall in between 100 and 105? Do you all agree? What say?
Yes, sir.
Now, which is the nearest one? For 103.2, which is the nearest one?
105.
So that should be the answer. That we know very well. But as per the formula understanding, if you look at, as I told you, for 103.2 purpose, 100 is the lower unit, 105 is the upper unit. Now, how much is the difference between 100 and 105? Is it 5?
Yes.
Right? Same thing we are going to do over here. Equal to m round, just watch my screen for a minute. Taking the data, multiple 5. So like this, multiple of 5, multiple of 10, or rounded off to the nearest 5 units, or rounded off to the nearest 10 units, all these things, any point of time needed, you can go for it. So this kind of formulas you can make use the most while using or creating any kind of purchase order templates, work order templates, invoice templates, or cost sheet you are creating. So these formulas will be pretty helpful over there. So one formula alone is enough to handle this job. We don't need to go for remembering multiple formulas and that too situation specific. We don't need to go for that. Simple formula, M round. Fine. So rounding up the data, how this M round is pretty helpful. We got the basic understanding, people. We'll march to our next example. See, we have a prices column. You can notice where the data is of mixed type. Mixed type in the sense we have got positive, we have got negative as well over here. Now looking at the same, my boss is not quite happy and what he's saying, Prabhas, why don't you do one thing? I just don't want to see the negatives. Just get me the data, whichever it is positive in the next column. So if that is the case, then how to deal with? So first question first, looking at the data, how do you decide whether it is negative? So if it is there within brackets or if it starts with a hyphen or dash symbol, we consider these are negatives. Do you agree? If any cell value is within the brackets or it starts with a hyphen or dash symbol, we consider this is a negative, right? And if none of them is available, we consider that a positive one. So this is the same thing if you want to do over there by checking the value logically. If I ask you, please logically check and let me know whether the data is positive or negative, what you do? We just go to each and every cell and we check the value. We check if it is more than zero or if it is greater than zero, it is positive. If it is less than zero, it's negative. This is how we do. So this is called our logical check. And the same thing when you do it in Excel, Excel will be taking the help of a logical formula called if. Okay. Now how it works, just see. 1 minute first watch. Logical test. This demands me logical test. So logical test purpose, I need to depend upon a cell which contains the value. And what kind of test we need to do? Greater than zero. We need to go for it. Now this entire setup becomes my logical test. Now what it demands me? Value if true. So when you are conducting a test, so test, there might be a success, there might be a failure. We never know, but we need to go with the conditions logic. So what logic it's asking? Value if true. So suppose this condition is true, means if this value is greater than zero, is it a positive one? Yes. Then in the next column, which value we are expecting? The value which you are checking. So this is called value if true. Now comma. What is the next one? If there is a failure in the test, if value is true, that is we have given. If there is a failure, that is called value if false. So what does it mean? If it is not greater than zero, so definitely it will be less than zero, right? So if it is less than zero, it's a negative value. If it is a negative one, we are not expecting the same in the next column, but there should be some treatment in the next column. What is that? Zero, hyphen, nil, not available, not applicable, anything. We must write within two double inverted quotes. Whereas now we are working with templates. So templates should remain blank. And how to define a blank cell? Immediate two double inverted quotes. This is the place where people commits a mistake. They define two double inverted quotes, but they define a space in between that. And that is really annoying because when you go for a space, though it is not visible, but this is counted as a character. So you have to be very specific. If your formula you are expecting to return as blank, you must go only for two double inverted quotes. Now, once we go for this, bracket close for if formula. Formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. As we know, what is the shortcut? Control, enter. We got the records. So this is how people, a simple logical formula, how it is helping us. We got the basic understanding. So give it a try and check your if logic is working. Fine. So can I take that? Everybody's clear with our if formula, what the logic we have applied? Any doubt? Any queries from anybody? Okay. So Rahul has confirmed. People, how about others? Fine. So also done. So Tanmay, Libya, Kumar. Okay, Tanmay also done. Very good. All right. So here we have understood how to write our simple logical formula. Okay. Now, this is what the situation people, when you ask anyone, everyone will be recommending for the same if formula only. 95% users, they always opt this if formula, logical formula to get it done. But I don't recommend this. Reason, you must know one thing. As I told you, the moment we started the training program, the very first thing, the file size management is the biggest challenge for any Excel user. So remember one thing, in any Excel file, the more the if formulas, file size will be more. Yes. So this is the reason why you have to always opt one thing. If formula should not be your first choice. If at all any other options are not available, then only in the worst case use this if formula because this occupies a lot of space. Now, if I am not supposed to use this, or if I do not recommend this formula to you, then how to keep my formula length minimum, how to make my formula crispy, let's have your understanding. Just 1 minute, watch my screen, people. No need to do anything as such. There is a column alternative. I have kept it for you. Okay, I'll go for that and I'll be using a formula called max. We know what is this max formula does. This is actually going to give you the maximum value, the highest value in a range. So suppose you have a range of data or range of cells or in multiple cells, it will be finding out the maximum value out of the range. Okay. So same thing we are going to do. Number one, it is asking me number one. So I took my prices column, first value, comma. What it says, number two. So number two, what is that supposed to be? Let's have a discussion. The moment I asked you, please logically check whether the value is positive or negative, which value we have compared with. We have compared with zero, correct? The same thing we are going to do. Now bracket close. Now what exactly we are doing? We are asking Excel to perform a calculation between the price column number and zero, which is more in between those two, that you should return as an answer. So we are not discussing anything below zero cases, isn't it? So wherever zero or more than zero it is there, it should give me the maximum value. So below zero cases, we are not dealing with them. Job becomes very simple and formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. As we know, control enter. So this is how people now, if you are there in the audience seat, which one you prefer to see? Option one or option two? What will be your choice? As your audience, if you are looking at which one you prefer to see, definitely anybody's choice would be on the option number two only. So this is how people always make a point. Try to keep your formula length minimum so that the data processing will be faster and the file size will not be heavy. So kindly try this and confirm all are clear with this application of formulas. Any difficulties, any queries, do let me know.
So the same formula will work in the reverse way also, right? If we go with the minimum.
Yes, absolutely. That's opposite logic. If you want to go for the negative values only, you have to go for with min value.
Okay.
Right. So we got our situation clear, whatever we have. Now we'll proceed to our next example. Here, now we are going to discuss one date related issue, people. Just see, please stay focused. Suppose say on 11th December 2019, we furnished one contract with one of the vendor for AMC, annual maintenance contract. Okay. And the duration we fixed for 16 months. Now the objective is we need to find out when this AMC is going to be expired so that we can take a call whether to renew the contract, to stop the service, or to change the vendor, or if the asset is already sold or it has become scrap, there is no point of maintaining any kind of AMC for that, right? So all these cases, unless and until you find the date of expiry, we can't do any other job on this. So just check it manually and let me know ideally what should be the date of expiry for the first case. 11th December 2019 after 16 months. Please find out and tell me quickly. Just manually check. I'm not asking you to do any kind of calculations in Excel right now. Just watch your data and tell me what should be the date of expiry.
2025. The same date, 2025.
25.
Oh,
How?
month is it? Sorry, sir.
No.
Month.
So Ranjana is saying April 2020. Maybe you're saying April 2021. Okay, April 2021. Now you changed. Fine. What should be the date? You have told me only month and year. What is the date? 11. Okay. So ideally, just see for a particular case, 11 December 2019 after 12 months, 11 December 2020 after 4 months, Jan, Feb, March, April. So 11th April 2021 is supposed to be the right answer, isn't it? So in this case, to find out our accurate date, we took this much of time. Think about when you open the file, there are 10,000 AMCs are like this. And being a owner of all the AMC's records, you have to get your date of expiry for 10,000 cases. So how to get it? Will you hold a calendar in one hand and keep computing to get the accurate date? So that's not technically possible. So to get this job done, people, we have got a very beautiful formula in Excel. What is that? Let me take you through. Equal to, there is a formula called EDate. What is that? E stands for electronic date. Okay. This demands me start date. We do have comma. What is the next one? It is asking for months. So months also ready-made we do have. That's perfect. Now bracket close. Formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest. Control enter. And once I receive this answer, okay, my EDate is giving the answer. But what is that exactly? Yes, people? Anybody? The answer, whatever we received, what is that exactly?
We have to change its format. Date.
I'm not asking what you need to do. I'm just asking
Okay.
what we
Okay.
have received.
It is giving in the number
Number.
format, I think.
Number format. Okay. Okay. Great. Fine, people. So certain things being an Excel user, we need to understand. So please stay focused on my screen. Okay. What is today's date? Anybody? Bottom right corner of your system, 13th May 2023.
13th.
Yeah, how to get that? Control semicolon. In your keyboard, if you go for along with control semicolon, colon and semicolon, one key is there, along with control, it will be giving you today's date. So this is what a date. Okay. Date is just a format. And in Excel, each and every data, they are recognized by their formats. Okay. But technically, if you look at behind that cell, what is the value is being computed? This is what the value, 45,059. What is that exactly? I'll tell you. In our Excel, people, the date system, it starts with from 0101 1900. From this date only, all our date system starts with. So what is this date? This is nothing but our day one. Day one. So starting from 1/1/1900, if you come to this date and compute that, we have passed 45,059 days. This is what the basic understanding. Hope this is clear. Starting from 1st January 1900 till 13th May 2023 is nothing but this many days. Is it clear? Yes, no.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, what is this format then? This format is nothing but general format. So if you see, this is what the format we have. It's called general format. Now the value remains the same. If I look into that, this is called our number format. Just watch my screen. No need to be worried about typing or making a note. Same value, if I go for it, this is called our time format. Only window dressing of your data is changing, but the value remains the same. Now, if I go for over here, this is called our date format. Value remains the same. This is called our currency format. Again, the value remains the same. And if I go for this is called over here, our percentage format. So technically in Microsoft Excel, all these formats we are dealing with. And when you look at our data, what is the format we have? General format. Now, data is there in general format we have identified. Now, what we are expecting is the date format. How to go for a date format? Ideally, what we prefer to do, right click, format cells. Again, we go for our date and then we keep changing all these options, right? So this much of time we do not have to afford. Trust me. What you can do, people, any point of time to convert any format to date format on your keyboard, just go for Control, Shift, and 3. You see on your keyboard the numerical key 3. Is it containing a hash kind symbol? Yes. So Control, Shift, and 3 to convert any format to date, it will work. Just check it out. Control, Shift, 3. Is it working? Yes. So now, even though you have got 10,000 cases also, no issues, no worries. You get your data with 100% accuracy. All right. So kindly confirm you all got this EDIT clear and the concept of different formats, how Excel deals with that is also we are clear. Any difficulties in understanding? Do let me know. Or anything is not clear logically, feel free to ask.
So one quick question, Pramal. If you
Yeah.
go to your screen,
हाँ
go to your screen where,
हाँ
oh,
Tanmay, keep your mic on mute, please. Yes, Kumar.
yeah, the one you are explaining with the current date, no, the 13th May.
Yeah.
Where is that screen? Yeah. In this one, how did you get that number 4505 and how did you convert that one and also to the number, time, and currency? What is
See,
the shortcut to convert
yeah,
all those?
yes. It's already there in our keyboard shortcut list also, whatever I have explained in our sample case studies. If you look at, I'll show you how it is there. See, these are the options you will be finding over here. Can you see the 16th serial number? Applies the number format with two decimals and thousand separator. This is per one. Okay. Now here, if you look at what it says, applies the general number format like any format to convert to general format, Control, Shift, and this infinitive key. So where is the infinitive key? If you look at in our keyboard,
The
above to the
first
tab
one.
key, there is a infinitive key is there. So Control, Shift, and infinitive to convert any format to general. Control, Shift, 1, any format to number. 2 for time. 3 for date. 4 for currency, 5 for percentage. So control shift is common, and starting from infinitive till 5, you can keep changing all the formats. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So this is already predefined or listed over in our keyboard shortcuts also. During the practice, you can make use of that, not an issue. Right. So this is what the story of our e-date. We got it. And I believe everyone is clear with that, whatever we discussed. Now, though we have computed our date of expiry people, that alone is not enough. What is the other risk factor is there? I'll tell you. Whether 11th April 2021 is going to fall in a weekday or weekend, that also we need to identify. So basically the requirement is we need to go and find out a day from a date. So how to identify, how to pick up or how to extract a day from a date? There is a very beautiful formula in our Excel people. The name is called text. And what it demands me the value. So value is nothing but my expiry date, comma. What is the next? It is asking format text. Ideally, in Excel, we deal with two types of formats, DDMMYY or MMDDYY, where D stands the role of, it is playing of day, M for month, Y for year. It is predefined. Now, we are not going to discuss about month and year. We are going to focus with our day. So within two double inverted quotes, D 4 times. Now, why D 4 times? To get the complete string of the day, like Sunday, Sunday, Monday, Monday, to get like this. Now, what if I give three D's over there? It will give only first three key letters, like SUN, MON, TUE, like that. Now, is it case sensitive? No, it is not case sensitive because Excel formulas are not case sensitive. Now, bracket close, formula is ready. Only for a cell, need to apply for rest. See, as usual, we are anticipating the first case itself, it is falling in Sunday. And if you do not calculate that and renew the contract before 1 or 2 days, it will be problematic. So this is how people, the text formula will be very, very helpful to generate some data over there from a date column. Try this and let me know any difficulties. Right? So we got our text formula ready. Okay. Now, once we have computed our day, let's go for a hands-on practice for finding our month and year also. So month, what we can do, again, we can go for some text formula and taking the expiry date, we can type within two double inverted quotes or M's and control enter. Right. Similarly, if I'm looking for the year, what we can do, you can also tell me same text formula with two double inverted quotes, y 4 times, but that is not necessary because text formula is a lengthy formula. Day and month, we don't have any other choice, but year purpose, there is a ready-made formula in our Excel naming called year. And what it demands, serial number. I can take this from the expiry date and control enter. See the beauty? We got years ready. So this is how again, if you know all the formulas, you can always keep your formula length crisp and the file size will also not be heavy. All right. So text formula is clear and year formula is clear also working. Any doubt, any queries? So these formulas will be very, very helpful in your SAP records. So whenever you believe you have only the date column and you want to analyze further year-wise, month-wise records to analyze, then you have to create all these columns that will be making your job easy. Fine then. So I believe everybody's clear with our business math people. So this sum product, formula text, small, large with combination of row, M round, uses of dollar symbol, then logical formula, max, e-date, different formats of our Excel cell data, text formula, and year formula. We are clear, correct? So save all your files. And now we are going to discuss the next sheet called data presentation. Okay. So we'll go for a short break of 10 minutes and we'll come back and we'll
One
discuss.
question I have, Prabha.
Yeah, yeah,
This business math, another formula, this multiplication, right? If I want to have assume that they have a lot of value, and all the values I want to multiply with some common number, assume like a 5 with multiply with 5 for all the cells. How do we do that one? Somebody will put dollar and then 5. I could not understand clearly how that will work. Is there anything that we can do or we can discuss later?
yeah. I'll tell you. So what you can do, suppose say take an example. These are my data. Okay. And everything I want to multiply with 5. Suppose this price column data, everything I want to multiply with 5. I'm taking it over here. Okay. So you can keep your cursor over here and you can take it as 5. Suppose I want to multiply with 5. I keep my cursor in 5. I will copy that. Okay. 5 I will copy. I will select all these cells and I'll go for right click, paste special. There's an option called multiply. Can you see? And when I
Yeah,
go
yeah.
and click OK, it will all the values will be multiplied by 5 automatically.
No. The value should come in the right. Suppose assume that instead of 5,
Right,
later I
right.
can replay
Yeah,
with 7
understood.
also.
Understood. This is one technique. The existing column itself, you could replace the value with the multiply by the 5 value. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, this is one. If you are not happy with this, I want to retain my source data, but the output should be there multiplied by 5. No problem. You can go for equal to taking this value, then multiply 5. And this cell should not move down. Only this cell alone should move down, but this cell should not move down. So I should lock it. And the moment I hit enter, then the next value when I populate, you will be getting your result. So though I'm second one, it will always take the value from the same cell what you have logged it. If I go for the last cell also, it will always pick the value from the first one.
Okay. So you also put dollar, is it? Dollar value we
Yeah,
have
that is
put.
what the dollar application is, just to restrict the movement. See, ideally what happens when you copy the formula down, cells will be moving down. When you copy the formula right, cells will be moving right. This is the default nature of Excel. So when you believe I do not want the cells to move, because where this kind of situation comes when you need to apply the formula for more than one cell, either towards down or towards right, locking is essential.
Okay. So how did you lock it? I could not follow that particular part.
F4, F4. In the keyboard,
Okay.
you have to press F4. So F4 is the direct options. If it is not working, you have to go for function with F4.
Okay. Okay. So initially you selected that value and then press the. Can you
Yes,
show again?
equal to this value. This should not move. So we should lock it by hitting F4.
Okay. So,
Then
yeah, got
multiply, taking the value from left. This should be open and control enter.
it. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, Prabhas.
fine, no problem. All right, people. So we'll come back within a short break. So have a brisk and come back soon. 4 p.m. again, we'll be catching up. So I'll be in mute. I'll be back by 4 o'clock. Well, friends, I believe everybody's back. Could you please respond in the chat box? Why for yes, so that we can start? Fine. So let us go for our next sheet, naming called data presentation, people. Well, so in this data-driven world, if you have the data alone, that is not enough. So you need to mine your data, you need to analyze your data, you need to visualize your data, and you need to present your data in a storytelling format. That is very, very essential. And this is what the audience expects, because data, though we have with us, but the presentations, whatever we are going to do it, it is meant for the audience. So who is our target audience? What they want, we need to know that very well first. So in this case, if you look at our example, we have got 12 months revenue data, people. Okay. So suppose say this is what I have created by taking multiple Excel sheets, product wise, month wise, or customer wise records, everything. I have prepared everything. No doubt, whatever I have prepared, anybody can do that. So now the question is how to make this data informative. What else we can do so that it will be a value additions to my work, or what else we can add it and present it so that people would be happy and they will be giving a clap to our presentation. So look at the same, think about it, and let me know what exactly you can do to make it informative. Whatever it comes to your mind, you can share your viewpoint. Yes, anybody?
In graphical
Graphical for
representation.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
On graphical presentations we can do. Very good. What else? So we can make line graph, pie graph, bar diagram, anything. So we can make
Yeah,
charts and
yeah.
graphs. That's fine. What else?
we can do the comparison which month is having high or low, something like that.
Right. So which month we have got the maximum revenue, we can highlight it separately. We can go for the least revenue. That month we can highlight separately. So maximum and minimum we can find out from the range and we can show it separately. That will be a value addition. Very good. What else?
We can do month-to-month comparison.
Yeah, very good. So month MON, that is month and month comparison, Jan to Feb, Feb to March, March to April. How is the status? Volume is increasing or decreasing? So there is a growth or degrowth. We can find out all these things. Yes, very good. We can do that. What else? All right. So whatever we discuss, people, everything is needed over here. But the fact is, are we really doing the same? If you are doing well and good, but trust me, 90% cases, even though the people they are aware of all these things needed in our data, but they don't present it. Unless and until there is a demand from the other side in the email format or bold letter it comes, they keep quiet. Why? Because have the fear in the mind. The more the information, the more the questions may boss ask. So don't worry about the questions, people. When data you believe this needs all this information, keep doing it, keep presenting it. That is what people want. And that shows your engagement with your data, like how you are connected with your data and how, what you are presenting there, you are making yourself different from others. Okay. So now in this piece of data, what is the minimum element? You told so many things. I'm glad, but the minimum things is missing is called total. If you look at the data doesn't have the total. So keep your cursor in the total cell and go for Alt equal to a quick keyboard shortcut, Alt equal to. And the moment you hit enter, can you see it ready-made total shows 33,715. All of you got the same? Kindly confirm. So this is the minimum requirement. Any data must contain a total. We got that. All right. Hope it is clear. The first thing. Now, this revenue data, maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same billions, millions, lakhs, crores. He is happy watching the same. But when I'm presenting the data to the management, do you think that they are really concerned about my billions, millions, and lakhs and crores? No. They want to see the revenue data, but they are more interested watching the revenue data in terms of percentage. So, what is the next requirement? We need to present our revenue data in terms of percentage. How to present it? What should be the formula? Let's have a look. See, this data, whatever we have, okay, then when I go for it over here, there's a quick analysis. One option is coming up. See, quick analysis. Okay. So here also you can use some options out of this if you are interested. Now, if I go for this total, percentage of total, person running total, all these options are coming up. Can you see? On the mouse over, it will be showing the data to me. Suppose I want to go for percentage of total. This is called revenue percentage. So going to total, percentage of total, and immediately this will be showing the data. So now here over here, if I look at, and this is the data I'm looking for, I'll go for control, total, and this is a percentage of total. So here the data is not there. I can showcase my percentage of total over here. All right. Now, same thing we are going to do it over here. How? Just see. Whatever my revenue data is there, I will take it and that should be divided by the total revenue. The total revenue. So each and every month revenue data, I should divide with the total revenue. This is the formula. But when I copy this formula, only the month-wise revenue data cell should go down, but total revenue should not move down. And what we are supposed to do, as we discussed already, small, large, all these cases, F4. So this will be locked. Now I'll hit enter. This will show the data in terms of decimal. And we are presenting our data in terms of percentage. You can see the header. Ideally, what we prefer to do, we go for multiplying with 100, not necessary. I told you that any format, if you want to convert into percentage format, what is the shortcut? Control Shift 5. And that data is converted into percentage. Now the same we can apply for others. Just double click on the fill handle. And when I go for a total alt equal to, I get it 100%. So this is how there is one more value additions to our data naming called revenue percentage. Go for it, please, and check you are getting 100%. Right? Everybody's clear? Revenue percentage column total. So this is one of the value addition to our data over here. Okay. Now, what is the next thing required? Like as we discussed, month and month comparison, we can make it. And the name should be, the column name should be growth. Growth. So what should be the formula for growth column? First, try to understand. Watch my screen for a minute. The next 1 minute you can try. Don't worry. See, since my first month of the business year is Jan, do I have anything before Jan to compare with? Before Jan, anything is there? No. So growth column for the month of Jan, the value will be nil. It is nil ideally. But when I go to Feb, I have got something to compare with. Can you see that? So what should be the formula for growth column calculation for the month of Feb? Equal to Feb month revenue minus Jan month revenue. Do you all agree with the formula? Simple basic mathematics, nothing much. Feb minus Jan. Now this formula, it will be giving the answer as something negative because from Jan to Feb, my volume is decreasing. Okay. And same formula I can apply for others. Double click on the fill handle And this is our growth column ready. So kindly confirm growth column is ready for your case. All right. So growth in terms of value. I believe everyone is clear with that.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, this might be a need for my immediate boss, or my immediate boss might be happy watching the same growth in terms of lakhs, crores, billions, millions. But when I'm presenting the data to the management, they are looking for growth, but not with billions, millions. They are looking for growth in terms of percentage. So our next requirement is the value additions to the data, naming called growth percentage. And what should be the formula? Let's have a discussion. 1 minute, watch my screen again. Ideally, we believed January is the first month before Jan, nothing to compare. So growth becomes nil ideally. So growth percentage also will be nil by default, right? But when you go to Feb for growth percentage, what should be the formula? Equal to whatever the growth we have identified during the month of Feb, that should be divided by the base month. So for Feb, which is the base to compare the growth, so we have compared with Jan month, right? So divided by the Jan month. So this should be the formula for growth percentage calculation. And now again in terms of decimals, and we know how to convert any format to percentage, Control Shift and 5. Now the same we can apply for others. And now you could see over here growth percentage also ready. So kindly try this and confirm your growth percentage column is also ready. All right. So I believe everybody is clear with our growth percentage calculations, people. Now, what is the next requirement? Let's have a discussion. So please stay focused. There is a very beautiful things comes up. Now, suppose say when I complete my business for the month of January, if suppose somebody asks me, Prabhas, how much revenue you have made? What will be my answer? 3963 USD. Now, if the same question I need to answer after completing my Feb month business, what will be my answer? Jan month, whatever the revenue plus Feb month, I will add, and that total I will answer. Similarly, when I complete my month of March, so I'll be answering Jan plus Feb plus March. If I go and complete April, I'll go and give Jan plus Feb plus March plus April. What do you call all these things? We call it as cumulative value or accumulation of the data, or technical terms, we call it as a running total. So now the requirement is something like that. So if I need to go and create another column with running total, what should be the term? What should be the name of that column? See, whenever you are creating the corporate reports or designing the corporate reports, people, you need to use the proper corporate jargons. Okay, so what is that name supposed to be for running total? Naming called YTD, year to till date. So what should be the answer? What should be the formula for YTD calculation? Just see. As we know, since Jan month is the first month of my business year, whatever my Jan month revenue will be, definitely the YTD for the month of Jan remains the same, right? Yes. So we'll go for YTD equal to and take the reference of Jan month. This is what our first thing we should apply the formula. Now when I go to Feb, what should be my formula? I'll go for equal to over there and take the reference of the YTD for the month of Jan, the previous month, okay, plus the current month revenue, that is Feb month. So this makes my data cumulative. So you can take the value from here or you can take them from here. So if you are taking from here, you have to lock it. But here we don't need to log because the data will automatically become cumulative. Now the moment I hit enter, is it giving me the total of these two? So if I go for the total of these two, 7748, just see 7748. Yes. So we are in the right track. Now the same formula we can apply for others. And when I go for double click, so formula is ready for the entire column. So how will I know that I'm in the right track? When I go to the month of December, is it matching with my total revenue over here? Just see. Yes. So we are in the right track. So this is called our YTD column over here in the data. So kindly confirm this is ready. Year to till date. So YTD column is ready. Divya has confirmed. How about others? So anybody is facing in trouble, not getting the answer, do let me know because all these things are very, very essential. It is not confined to accounts or finance or sales or marketing people. Any department, wherever you are working with, your data needs all this kind of statistical calculations. Fine then. So thank you so much for your response. So YTD in terms of value, maybe my immediate boss would be looking for that, or he might be interested watching this billions, millions, lakhs, crores. But when I'm presenting my data to the management, they are looking for YTD, no doubt, but it should be in percentage. So now the question is how to calculate YTD percentage. See, the way we have taken Jan month revenue is nothing but Jan month YTD. Similarly, Jan month revenue percentage can be the YTD percentage for the month of Jan. Of course, yes. Now, if I go and simply take this value, it's being multiplied. Yeah. Now, if I go for Feb month, like what it did, we take the formula equal to Jan month YTD plus Feb month current revenue. Similarly, here also we can take the value over here. And when I go for the percentage, 12 plus 11, is it getting 23? Yes. So we can write it manually or we can go for simply keyboard shortcut equal to this reference, we can take it or Control R, you can take it. Now the same once we go for it, application of the formula towards down. And when I'm reaching to the December month, is it matching with my revenue percentage column total? Yes. So we are in the right track. So this is how people we have understood that how to create our YTD percentage column. So kindly confirm. Okay, so everybody's clear. Now think about it. We had only two columns, but with this much of task is pending. So we are not doing all these things. And when we present our data to the next level, people are not happy and they are doing all these things and they are taking the credit. So when you start doing this, quality of report will increase definitely. And the person whom you are sending, what they are going to do, they can think about more, even better, more forecasting, planning, or budgeting analysis they can do further, right? So this is how, as a team, when you work, things will be definitely improved and the quality of information also will be more. So once we have done with all these things, people, fine. But remember one thing, when you're presenting your data in Excel with multiple columns, select your data and give a feel of a table. How to select? Control A. And to give a feel of a table, we need to go for application of borders. And to apply the borders, we need to go to Home tab and we have a borders application where we go for all borders with the help of mouse. The same thing you can do it with a quick keyboard shortcut also. What is that? Alt H B A, one by one. H for home, B for border, A for all border. So whatever you did in Microsoft Excel with the help of mouse, same thing you can do with keyboard shortcut also. But how to go for it? Selecting the data, first Alt, then remove the finger, then H for home tab, remove the finger, then B for border applications to navigate, remove the finger, then A. Automatically, this kind of border application will be happening. So whichever it is comfortable for you, go for it. I'm not forcing you to learn the keyboard shortcut, but yes, if you're interested in saving your turnaround time, you have to use the keyboard shortcut. So first thing first, application of borders, all clear? Now, improving the look and feel of our data, because the data alone nowadays is not enough, people. You have to care for your presentations as well. Now, to give a proper feel over here, what we do basically, we go for some colorful applications. And there are two types of colors. One is the font color, the other one is the fill color. So we are not going to do anything separately, fill color, font color, and wasting our time. I'll tell you what is the best thing you can do. Select your month column entirely. Select your month column entirely and go to your home tab. Beyond this font color and fill color, we have a beautiful concept called cell styles. Cell styles. Okay. If you go and navigate the cell styles from the same home tab only, nothing else, you can see there is a category called themed cell styles. And we have got different gradient kind of look or kind of a palette kind of look over here. So you can choose whichever the color you like. Suppose I like this maroon, I take it. Similarly, select the first row and go for again home tab, cell styles, and choose another color. So what is the beauty of this is it is having the combination of both, like fill color with the font color with the high contrast to the background, automatically it is selected. I no need to do a separate actions for that. So this is how, without making it more loud, just a minimum colorful applications we did, data looks more meaningful and it is taking our presentations to the next level as well. Okay. Now, the latest style of data presentation. What it says, when you have multiple columns, the first column data should be aligned to the left. The first column data should be aligned to the left. And rest of the column, if you look at, it has to be always aligned to the center. And to make a central alignment, you can select your data. Going to home, we have an option called alignment center. Okay. Same thing with the help of keyboard shortcut also you can do. What is that? Alt, H for home, A for alignment, C for center. Very easy to remember. One by one, H for home, A for alignment, C for center. So all these things are clear what we did. Any doubt, any queries? So all of you are clear? Could you please confirm so that I can proceed? Or if you have any challenge, do let me know. I can help you out. Not an issue. So these things needs practice, people. Overnight, nothing is possible, as I am telling you. So don't expect, okay, I can catch everything and I can make a difference at my workplace tomorrow itself. No, it's not possible. You have to practice a lot.
Prabhas, I have a question.
Yeah, please ask.
So, can I use these shortcuts in Microsoft Word as well?
Um,
Alignment.
yeah, alignment we can use, not a problem. But Microsoft Word, if you look at the alignments are very easy. In fact, if you go for alignment left, Control L. If you go for
Mhm.
alignment right, Control R. If you want to go for alignment center, Control E. So here we are working in a table. That's why we have to go for this kind of alignment. So alignment purpose, Excel alignments are a bit different. Like
Okay.
you have to go for Alt H A C, Alt H A L, Alt H A R, all these things.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
in Microsoft Word, it's pretty easy. Holding the control button, L for left, R for right, E for center. Similarly, in PowerPoint also, you can use the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Helpful. Thank you.
Now, we have made all these things very good in Excel. People will love to see that and they will appreciate our work. But what is the benefit? The real benefit, I'll tell you. Since we have made the things better in Excel, when people are happy, they immediate demand in the PowerPoint. They will say, Prabhas, why don't you bring all these things to PowerPoint? Now see the beauty, no need to do anything. Since I have made all these things better in Excel, I need to only copy the data and then I'll go for my PowerPoint. I don't need to do much of any of the efforts over here. I will simply go to PowerPoint, right click and paste as an image. And when I go for paste as an image and when I would like to present it over there, then immediately what will be happening? Suppose this is missing. Okay. So I can stretch it out like this. And the moment I go for this alignment to center, and the moment I'm presenting the same to the audience, looks completely neat and clean. Did I struggle much over there? No. So this is the reason why if you always focus on your data presentation in Excel itself, you hardly struggle in PowerPoint. All right. So this is how we have understood people how to make our data informative. Right. Hope it is clear. Any questions? Fine. Let's go to the next one. How to make our data presentable. So earlier we saw how to add more information. So now I'll be looking at how to make it more beautiful, presentable, or the look and feel, how to make it great so that it will be different from others and people will love to see. So this is the same data. If you look at, we have got 12 months revenue data. Kindly select. And there you go to the home tab. We have a very beautiful option called format as table. In the home tab, format as table. And when you select that option, it will come up with three different categories like light, medium, and dark. So you can take always light or medium. Do not take the dark options. The reason is the more the dark colors, again, the file size will be more. So take one medium. So when I take one medium and select it, it will take you through a dialog box like this and click OK. No need to do any changes. Click OK. So immediately what will be happening, people, my existing data, whatever I had, alternate rows are highlighted and the headers are defined with proper field of background colors. And it is it is embedded with the filter buttons and thick borders also applied in the top and bottom row. All these things are happening at once, isn't it? So now it is somewhat looking better, even if compared to the previous version of my data. Now, once we have done it, what is the advantage? Let's go and explore. Now, suppose say this is what the revenue data I have prepared. And looking at the same, my boss immediately asked me, Prabhas, from this revenue data, just let me know how much incentive we have paid. Now, suppose say I want to go and create an incentive column for my boss. So I'll go and select a cell and type incentive. And the moment you hit enter, see the beauty, what happens? Can you see? These people, what you see? Similar formatting is being carried forward to the next column. Have you ever seen while working in your table, your format goes along with the table? No. What we used to do, we used to keep using this option called Format Painter. isn't it? This option we keep using the most. But nowadays, this is not required because we have our table format, and this is what the ready-made options always take care about it. Now, coming back to the formula, incentive calculation. Suppose, say, in our industry or in our organization, we have a uniform policy the management has made that whatever the incentive we have, I mean, whatever the revenue we have got it out of that, 2% always declare as an incentive. If we are generating 100 rupees, 2 rupees, it will be given to the our salespeople. So whom we have given, that is not required. How much we have given, that we are going to focus. Incentive, how much? 2% on the revenue. See the beauty. I'll take equal to taking the value from the left. So when I go for left side value, it takes the formula in this format, like the square brackets, at the rate symbol, column header, all this turns up automatically. So you don't need to spend time for typing all this thing. This is the default format of our table. Okay. Now, what is the meaning by at the rate symbol? So it is saying that though I am referring to the whole column, but you are going to apply the formula only with one cell. Okay. Now multiply how many percentage? As we discussed, 2%. And the moment you hit enter, can you see the beauty? It is not only applying to a cell, but also the entire column. So I no need to go for spending time, copy and paste the formula, drag the formula, or double click on the formula. Not necessary at all. All right. So kindly confirm you got your incentive ready.
Done, Prabhu.
Right.
It is reducing a lot of efforts, right?
Definitely. Lot of now revenue is ready, incentive is ready. Ideally, the next column we need to go for is called net revenue. So go for that net revenue. And the moment you hit enter, again the same formatting is being captured, right? So because of automatic formatting, our time is being reduced, the efforts are being reduced, and our speed is also increasing. Now coming back to the formula, what will be the basic mathematics over here we can apply for net revenue? Equal to B24 revenue for USD minus C24 incentive for January. So B24 minus C24. No need to write all these things. This is not necessary at all. This is the default format of our table format. Now, the moment you hit enter, again, this is applying for the whole column. So this is what the beauty people, the format as table option, how it is playing a great role to make our data more expressive, more presentable. We got the basic understanding. So can you please confirm you got your net revenue column also ready?
So, Prabal, suppose in the
Yeah.
beginning when I select the month and revenue, if I don't use that self file normally, or if I can also apply the format painter and the color, no? This one will not apply, is it? Automatically, all this one will not come up. When you add the incentive or net revenue, it won't apply all the default colors or the painting.
Yeah, it is the default format. You can apply if you are working manually, that is necessary. But when you are in table format, it automatically takes it.
Okay, okay, fine.
Fine. So I believe everyone is clear with our data entry operation is also over. Now, once you have done with this, as I told you, there is one element missing still called total. Now see the advantage. Ideally, when you create a table, you always keep creating the total cell manually, isn't it? But here we no need to spend time for creating the total. See the beauty. Keep your cursor anywhere in the table data and go to on your ribbon. You will be finding in the extreme right there is a table design or design will be activated. Just check it out. Are you getting table design or design something?
Yes, total row.
Right. In that total row checkbox is not activated. You have to activate this. That's it. And once you activate this total row, you can see in the bottom line of your table data, a row will be added naming called total. And this is showing only the total for net revenue column. What if I want to get the total for revenue column? So go and keep the cursor in the revenue column total cell. Do you see over here one drop down is turning up automatically? Click on that. It will show you the list of formulas. And we know ideally to make a total, which formula? Sum, and your total is ready. So can you see that? Everything is there. Only thing is we need to customize according to the need. That's what the beauty of your format as table options. Right, people? Total we have got. Any questions from anybody as such?
Prabhas, could you please repeat the net revenue formula once?
It's a simple B24 minus C24, revenue minus incentive. You just go and select equal to B24, the cell. It will take this kind of format. Square bracket, at the rate symbol, revenue USD, then minus, click the C24 cell from the left, and then hit enter.
I'm getting the numbers in negative.
You would have changed the format. You have taken B20 instead of B24, you would have taken first C24, then minus B24 you would have done. You can share the screen. Let me see what are things incomplete. Right, go for B24. Just share your screen again because
Oh,
it's freezed.
yeah, yeah, I'm doing it again. It stopped.
Right, now hit enter. 39. Okay, so revenue minus incentive, revenue USD 3184. No, 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 no.
Sir, actually,
You go
it's
to
not in
incentive.
percentage.
Yeah, you will go for incentive first. Go to the incentive cell. Incentive. There you go. Keep the cursor. Yeah, you go for 2%,
Multiply
not
by
just 2%.
Yeah, incentive was calculated as 2% of the revenue.
But percentage symbol is missing now. Percentage symbol should be
Oh,
there after
okay, okay.
2%. After 2,
Okay,
there should be a
Control Shift
percentage.
5.
No, 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 no. 2, where you have written in the formula bar, just see it. After 2, you have to write a percentage symbol. That's it. Now hit enter. Perfect. So keep your cursor in the table. Go to the table design in the ribbon menu, last tab, table design. Yeah, click that. And there you have an option called total row. A little bit left, total row. Left, left. One more left. No, 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 don't there. Come down, little bit down. Like that, the check boxes are there, total row. You have to activate this, and you'll be getting a total in the bottom side of your table data.
Yeah,
And this is showing the total of net revenue. If you want to have the total of revenue column, keep the cursor in the revenue column total cell, and there is a drop down turns up. You can choose the sum formula. Okay. All right, so I'm taking back the control on the screen, and this is what we have discussed so far, the table design and format as table option, how it is so helpful in our routine activities, and it is saving a lot of time, no doubt, and it is increasing the speed as well. But when you have multiple columns, as I told you, keep your cursor in the column header, any of the column header, and go for Control A. So entire data will be selected. You can also notice. And then I told you the first thing, always give a feel of a table by applying the borders. And what is the shortcut we discussed to apply all borders? Anybody? Alt H B A. H for home, B for border, A for all border. Now, second thing, as I told you, the first column of the table alignment should be the left one because this is the latest style. And whatever the rest of the columns you can select and the alignment has to be center. And what is the keyboard shortcut? Alt H A C. H for home, A for alignment, C for center. So if you're not comfortable with the keyboard shortcut, you can use home tab and alignment center. You can do that. Not a hard and fast rule that you should go for keyboard shortcut if you're not comfortable. Now, if you look at your own tab or own screen over here, people, just see everything is fine. But what there is one more problem you can notice is the column headers text are not properly visible. Okay. So this is also sometimes happens with us. Whenever you try to copy some data from one Excel to other Excel, we paste it. We always get the hash kind of symbols. And what we do, we take our mouse pointer, we go to the column headers and we keep expanding the same or double click on the column headers. We do like that. So this is really annoying task and this is what we are supposed to stop doing it. But how to manage then? See, whenever you believe the data is not displayed properly, select all the columns, okay? And we need to go for a simple technique called auto fit of column width. So how to go for a auto fit of column width? There are two ways, again, the mouse uses and the keyboard uses. So which one you would like to go for? Choice is yours. If you want to learn how to do it in mouse, I'll tell you. If you're interested in keyboard shortcuts, I will tell you that also. So which one you are interested in?
Mouse,
Mouse.
mouse.
Okay,
Oh,
going to home, format, auto fit of column width. This is with the help of mouse. If you want to learn the keyboard shortcut, do it along with me. Select your revenue, incentive, net revenue column. Go for Alt. So when you press Alt, what happens? You can see all these ribbon menu commands, whatever the predefined keys assigned to it. Is it getting activated with the Alt key? Remove the finger and go for O. So when you press O, you can see a Office access key in the top. Office access key Alt O is activated. So what is that O stands for? O stands for format. Now suppose say I have gone to the format and what I need to do, what exactly needs to be formatted is the column. So go for C. So you can see Alt O C automatically it is showing in my access key options. Now what kind of formatting you want to apply? I want to adjust the column automatically depending upon the number of characters available in a cell. So that is called autofit A. So that is what Alt O C A. One by one. This is for autofit of column width. So I gave you both the options. Choice is yours, whichever you want to take it. Not a problem. Hope how to make our data presentable also clear for you people. Any questions? Now here, once you have done with this, there is one more thing you have to always look at is our numbers. So select all the numbers, whatever we have. As I told you in my business maths calculation sheet, people, Excel, whenever you are using the data you are putting in Excel, then Excel recognize the data by the data format. So if you are working with date, it should be in a date format. If you are working with some time related stuffs, it should be in a time format. If you are working with a percentage column, it should be in percentage format. Similarly, if you're working with numbers, it should be in number format. So what is the meaning by number format? Like you should have a decimals in place uniformly, post decimal maximum 2 characters, and before decimal there should be a comma separator over there in the values. And to have all these things together, remember one thing, any point of time to convert any format to number format, Control Shift 1. So when you go for Control Shift 1, can you see immediately, uniformly, is it applying the dollars, I mean the decimals to all the places? And post decimal, do you see uniformly two characters are populating? And before decimal, do you see the comma separators values also being added? So all these things happens with a simple keyboard shortcut. All right. So this is how people we have understood how to make our data presentable. So the story of our data presentation sheet is over. How to make it informative, how to make it presentable. If you have any question, feel free to ask before proceeding further.
Earlier we thought Control Shift 5, right, for number or
No,
Control
no,
Shift
no.
1
Control
only?
Shift 5 for percentage.
Oh, okay,
Control Shift 5 for percentage.
okay. Okay.
So these things you need to practice, people. And trust me, when you are presenting the same in this format, whoever the audience, they will be happy watching your data. All right. So can I take that? Everybody's clear with our data presentation sheet, whatever we did? Yes, no?
So just one question, Prabhas. In case if I'm not comfortable with keyboard values, today I remember, but tomorrow I may forget, right? I cannot keep go back and check the Excel every time. What is the keyboard, and I do practice also. But what is there any alternative going with the mouse only to check all the converting number and all right click format? That is the only option we have, right?
Yes, you can go for home tab. See, percentage, we have a direct option, Control Shift 5. Okay. So this dollar symbol, you can see the comma symbol. This is Control Shift 1. Okay.
Okay.
These options are there. And if you want to go
Oh,
for converting same number, currency, Control Shift 4, Control Shift 1, Control Shift 3, and Control Shift 2, all these options are there in the home tab itself.
oh, okay. I think this one will help. I think.
Yes.
The keyboard is shortcut good only, but sometimes it will be difficult also.
Right, it depends. It depends upon the comfort zone of your own. So that's why I'm telling, I'm not forcing you. I'm giving both the
Yeah.
options to you. Whichever it is your choice, you can go for it. But if you're really interested in saving your time, you have to learn the keyboard shortcuts.
Okay. Okay. Prabhas.
All right, so let us go for our next sheet, people. The name is called date calculation. Okay, so here we have got a very beautiful example. Let me take you through what we have with us. See, we have got employee codes. Suppose say these are the people working in my department. Okay. Now, what happened? My management has given me a task that Prabhas, whoever the employee working with you, we have shared the date of joining of those employees. Please find out their experience as on date and submit a report. So I have got their date of joining and I need to find out their experience over there and present it in this format of years, months, and days. So if this is the thing, then how to deal with that? Okay. So basically, in this case, people have got different choices. They go in different ways and find out the solution. But if you ask them, are you confident whatever you are doing, do you believe that you are going to give me the right answer? They will surrender. They will say, you have to check it manually. I'm not sure about it, but I can help you out with the formula. Then there is no point of trusting them because they themselves are not confident, isn't it? So what is the best way to handle this job? And this is what one of the very essential thing, people, any department wherever you are working with, for aging analysis and calculating the span or aging of the project or aging of the customers balances and all those places, you have to go for this kind of calculus. But how to do it? Let's see. To deal with this particular piece of problem, people, we have to deal with a hidden formula of Excel. So what is that hidden formula? The name is, stay focused, no need to do anything. Name is called date diff. The formula name is date diff. People always does the wrong pronunciation. They believe there is a if condition is available and they read it as dated if. But technically this formula belongs to date. So we must read it as date diff. And this is a hidden formula. Since 1985 till 2021 version of Microsoft Excel, this formula is hidden. Why? Because of certain drawback. What is the drawback? Because this formula doesn't come as a property of Microsoft package. It comes as a add-in, and because of that add-in, this formula is not visible on the screen. But trust me, there is a formula called deaddiff. Now, how to confirm this is not visible? I'll tell you. See, so far, whatever the formulas we discussed, sum product, e-date, text, year, m-round, formula text, whenever you write any formula, Excel gives an immediate support to you to understand what is this formula about. Can you see? And when you go for the tab key to hit, it also shows how to write this formula. Whereas if I go for date diff, do you see anything on my screen or neither on your screen? No. So this is what we call it as a, since the formula is hidden, the instructions are not visible. And since it is a hidden formula, instructions are not visible, we have to work together. So let's start working with it. So keep your cursor just below to the year cell and type a formula is equal to date diff. Make sure you are typing your spelling properly.
It
So
should be
date,
uppercase or lowercase or anything.
no, that's what I told you. Excel formulas are not case sensitive. You can write in small letter, you can write in capital letter, not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Now equal to date diff, bracket open. What should be the first element? Remember one thing, any date formula, it always start with a start date. So in our case, what is our start date? Date of joining. Do you agree? I'm just confirming one by one element. If you're not clear, feel free to ask, stop me there itself. So date of joining is our first element for date diff. Okay. Now, comma. What is the next element? Whenever you are working with any date formula and you are trying to compute the difference between two setup of dates. So here we have one setup date called date of joining. That is our start date. Now we are going to deal with the end date also. So next input is the end date. So if you have understood the whole scenario, what will be our end date?
Today's date.
Simple. So we no need to maintain one more column called today date over here. We can simply go for a formula ready-made available in our Microsoft Excel naming called today. Open bracket, close bracket. So this formula is predefined. And what is the job of this today formula is whatever your system date is there in the bottom right corner, that date it is going to pick up and it will be presenting as a end date. So today formula, it is also doing its job. That element is also clear, comma. Now what is the next element? The Excel operator, like in which column we are trying to compute the difference. We are trying to compute the difference in the year column. So what we could write over here, like within two double inverted quotes, we can write like this. That's fine. Y stands for year. We have already discussed in the previous case in our business maths also. But for the time being, what I suggest is just take a blank cell above to the year cell. I have my own reasons. Please follow that instruction. Now bracket close and hit enter. So formula will be giving some kind of error. Reasons we know out of three inputs, only two inputs we have defined. Third one is defined to a blank cell. So what we can do is keep the cursor in the blank cell above to the year. And I told you what is that character represents our year is nothing but Y. So just type Y over there and Y stands for year. It's predefined by Microsoft Excel. And we got our answer. So though date diff is a hidden formula, how to write it? We got the answer or clarity on that. And what is the use of our today formula? That also we have understood. And what is that the uses of operator Y to stand as year? That also we are clear. So please confirm you got clarity how to write our date diff formula. Any difficulties?
So Prabha, in case if I don't want to put today's date and I want to put some January or December of last year, so how to make that?
You have to give it in proper date format. Now, suppose say you want to go for 31st December 2020 or 2021 something. You have to write it over here in the date format properly. Like 31st December 2020. And I'll be getting the result. And why it is giving the result? Because though I have taken the date, it's not in proper date format. So that's why I have to go for 31st December. If I go in this format, then this data, whatever it is there, I have to go for the proper date value. Okay.
Okay.
So date diff is a hidden command. How to write this? We got a clarity. So let's go for a hands-on practice for finding the result of month and day, defining the operator M, and for day, defining the operator at D. And don't drag the formula, don't copy paste the formula. Do one more writing again. So equal to date diff, as I'm writing, taking the start date, that is date of joining, end date, today formula, comma, Excel operator. Again, day for equal to date diff, date of joining, comma, today formula, comma, Excel operator. So once you got it, please drop me a message in the chat box, wait for yes, so that I can proceed. Fine. So I believe everybody is clear, though it is a hidden formula, how to write it, and what is the role of YMD for year, month, and date, respectively. We got it. But do you believe that we can express our employees' experience in this format, like 14 years, 172 months, and 5,246 days? Do you agree with the setup? Or is it the right way to express someone's experience? Definitely not. Then what is this result about? These results are nothing but individual component-wise differences, like year-wise 14, month-wise 172, and day-wise 5246. I'll confirm immediately, just see. Equal to today, if I go for this, minus over here, if I go for date of joining, do I receive the same number of days? Can you see that? So these are the individual component-wise differences. That is pretty clear. Or the other way, if you discuss in the month category, we have got 172 months, isn't it? And if I ask you one thing, in 172 months, how many complete years are there? What we do? As we know, whenever number of month reaches to 12, it becomes 1 year. So to know how many complete years are there, we go for a standard basic mathematics. Number of months divided by 12. Do you all agree? I'm not doing anything much. This is just a simple basic mathematics only I'm doing to make you understand the concept, nothing else. Right? So it will be giving me the result of 14.33 and all. So what if this 14 represents 14 years? That is already taken, right? So in 172 months, already 14 years dot 33 is whatever it is there. So 14 years, it is already taken. That cannot be ever expressed again in the month category, isn't it? So in the month category, it's supposed to show only 0.33 and all. And to make it happen, what you can do is, people, this Excel operator, whatever M it is stating over here, you can simply change it to YM. YM stands for year to month, the incomplete months in a complete year. And the moment you hit enter, can you see? So complete years have been removed. The incomplete month in a complete year, that alone is left out. So that's what the beauty again for YM, it is predefined by Microsoft Excel, year to month. Similarly, if you go to the day category, instead of D, go for MD. So what will be happening? The complete years will be removed, the complete months will be removed, and whatever the incomplete days in a complete month, that alone will be left out. So month to date, the incomplete days in a complete month. And now it is a proper expression. 14 years, 4 months, 12 days. Kindly confirm all these logics, whatever we have applied, is it clear? Any difficulties in understanding?
Prabhas, I got value 3 in place of month and day. I got 3.
Will you please share your screen? Let me have a look.
Actually, my system crashed. I have relogged in. I'm just trying to check that we are from phone. I'm not able to share because I'm working in the.
No, no, you are working in the laptop right now or you are working in the phone?
I'm working in the laptop, but sometime back my system hanged. I restarted my laptop, but I didn't log into the Teams yet. I'm just trying to find the URL, but I'm connecting from the phone. Give me 1 second. I'll log in from
Yeah,
the.
yeah, yeah. You log into the laptop because unless or until we see the scenario, we can't predict it where the thing has gone wrong. Yes, anybody is not clear with whatever we have received, you can ask me the questions, people. I believe all of got it, or still some
Okay.
confusing.
Okay, I think I got the value now. I just copy pasted the formula after the system crash. Took like a D6 and E6. That is the reason. Okay, now I got the correct value.
Okay, fine then. All right then. So as we have understood, we got the solution or answer for a particular employee's experience over here. The same we need to apply for the rest. And we know one thing what you can do. We can select the entire solution area and the same we can go for double click on the fill handle. So this is called fill handle. The moment you go for double click, that is called fill handle. And our problem starts. What happens? Except the first one, rest of the cases, it is throwing error. Why? If you go and keep your cursor in the first error of the year column, you can come to know. Just see my screen. The moment we go for this, copying the formula down, my date of joining from C6, it is moving to C7. That's fine. But our Excel operator, earlier it was in D4. Why is there in the D4? Correct? But this is also moving. Can you see that modern color border? So this is the trouble. So date of joining alone should move, not the Excel operator. So though I am working with my first cell or the last cell, Excel operator should remain constant. So for that, what we need to do? We need to select our entire solution array. Which cell should not move? D4 should not move. And what we're supposed to do? By hitting F4 key, we have to lock it. And then we need to go for rectifying the formula only with one cell, but we need to apply for rest. Control, enter. Similarly, for month also, if you look at E4 should not move down. E4 should not move down. So we should lock it again and then control enter. Similarly, we'll go for our day category. We'll select and F4 should not move down. We will lock it, control enter. So this is how people, you can notice we have rectified our entire solution area, which was showing a trouble. So kindly confirm you all of you got your solution rectified.
Prabhas, I could not see the screen between because of this issue. You drag that cell from top to bottom, or how did you do the
Yeah,
first one?
yeah.
Can you repeat?
Double click, select all the three cells of one particular employee's experience, whatever we have got year, month, and days. You select all that three and
Mm-hmm.
go to the drag button, double click. No need to drag. Say drag button, double click. Automatically it will be
When
applied to this button.
when I did double click, it is saying number something invalid.
That is what the errors it was coming up, right? The errors we have to rectify. This is the reason we are locking the cells, right? D4 we have to lock, E4 we have to lock, F4 we have to lock, and then we have to drag. Because to find the error, to bring the error only, I asked you first drag, then you will be getting the error, and those error needs to be rectified.
Okay.
So it is not happening. You can share your screen. I can guide you. No problem.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, I'm sharing the screen. Yeah, is it visible now?
Yeah, it's getting loaded. Yeah, I could see the MS Teams. You have shared a window or shared your entire desktop.
Win desktop. I shared the desktop.
Okay, but I can't see the Excel. So go to the Excel. Go to the Excel one.
Yeah, I'm stopping.
Go to the share option. Share the entire screen or entire desktop.
Window. I went to the window.
No, no, no.
Entire
Don't go for the no, no. Entire
entire.
screen, entire screen or entire desktop. Yeah. Now you got the error. Why you are getting error? Keep the cursor in the first error. You could see D4 is moving to D5. Can you see that? D4 is moving to D5. Read,
Yeah.
see the formula bar. So that is the trouble. D4 should not move. D4 cell, the third element, should not move in the formula. So select the entire, no, 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 don't go there now. How to rectify? Select the entire solution area of year column, all the yellow colored cells of year column.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, don't leave the first one.
Including the first one.
Yes, including the first one only.
Okay.
Then go to the formula bar. D4 is there. You can see in the formula bar, D4 is there. Formula bar.
Yeah, the D4 is there.
Yeah, keep the cursor in D4. Yes, and lock it, F4.
Oh, right.
No, no. Why you are going there?
So my keyboard is not working properly. That is why
Okay, okay.
this function F4 not working.
Go for F4. Just go for press F4.
I don't have F4 here. I have only 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ah,
Then
click the
function.
function key. Click the function key. Yeah, click the function key.
It's not working. Function F4 it's not working. So I'm trying to see. It's also not coming.
No, 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 no. Hold on. Hold on.
It's selected
Okay.
here.
Keep the cursor there before D. Just type the
Before
before D.
D4, huh?
Before D4. Hold on. Before D. You have the number 4, numerical 4 is showing the dollar symbol.
Yeah.
No, forget about that. Forget about the key, this keyboard. On your keyboard, keep your cursor before D, and use the dollar symbol by numerical 4, shift 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Now
I have
again,
done that.
again before 4, again before 4,
Oh, another one. Okay.
again go for shift F. Yeah. Now control enter. Similarly, you
Oh,
go for month column. Yeah, yes. Then before 4 also, and control enter. And similarly, day column, complete day column. No, no, no. You are rectifying, trying to only one.
yeah.
Wait, control enter. So
Okay.
this is
Thanks,
how
Ramesh.
we have done, no problem. So I believe everybody is clear that how to deal with this deadly formula and how to execute this formula and get our result over here. And finally, why we need to go and log the cells, all these things we are clear with it. All right. Now, the question, are you happy with the solution that we have got it? I told you I'll keep asking this question a lot of times. So, are you happy knowing this formula, dead div, and executing the result, getting the solution in this fashion? Are you happy with that? Of course, yes, we got the solution, we got the answer. That is what we are worried about, isn't it? Well, I'm making my statement a little bit changing over here. Going to each and every column, editing the formula, locking the cell in 3 different columns for 3 different times. Are you comfortable doing the same? Now you can answer.
No, I don't think
So when we are not comfortable, do you believe that Excel will ever recommend for that? A tool which is really ruling the whole globe for last 37 years. Do you think that ever he will be recommending for that? Never. So what we did, people, our experts, they will suggest us to do the job like this. Now do one thing. That entire yellow colored cells area, you please select and simply delete. What we are not supposed to do, we have understood. Now how to make an improvement on that, we are going to learn it. Okay, so you must be thinking, Prabhas, what kind of trainer you are? You are always telling something new, and we are quite focused on that. And finally, you are telling This is not recommended. Sometimes we need to learn from our own experience or own mistakes, isn't it, people? So let's do that. What we are not supposed to do, we are clear. Now, what we have to do, we are going to learn. Start working with me. Select your entire yellow colored cells area and go for immediately. Leave your mouse, leave your touchpad, and go for is equal to date diff. Bracket open. Now you tell me what would be my first input. I told you. Anybody? What is the first input?
The starting date.
Start date. So start date is in C6. Now hold on. Just refer C6 and hold on. Now when I took my start date, it take one cell address called C6. What is the role of C? C is a column. What is the role of 4 or 5 or 6? Whatever is showing 6. What is the role of 6?
Roads.
It's a row. So we have understood a cell is nothing but first is the column, second is the row, intersection point is nothing but a cell. Now, when I take this reference, when I copy this formula towards down, C6 will move to C7, C8, C9, C10 and on. This movement has to be on when I copy the formula down. Do you agree? Yes or no? When I copy this
Yes.
formula towards down, this
Yes.
cell has to move down, right? So when I pronunciate the movement, which one sounds common? Stay focused. Very, very important. C6, C7, C8, C9, C10. Which one sounds common? Is
C.
so
C.
we have understood our data is moving. Our data is moving. It's not restricting to a cell. It's moving, but it is moving within a column. So when data is moving within a column, instead of locking the cell, we have to lock the column only. And to lock the column only, we need to bring the dollar symbol before column. And to bring the dollar symbol before column, we have to go for hitting our F4 key 3 times. We have to hit our F4 key thrice. Now, Kumar, for you, you can directly go to your before C and you can manually define the dollar symbol by hitting Shift 4 and ensure that there is only one dollar symbol before C, that is column. So this setup is called as column constant, column freeze, or column lock. What is going to happen with this setup? When I copy this formula towards right, C6 will never go to D6 because column is locked. When I copy this formula towards down, C6 will definitely go to C7 because row is free. So hope this setup is clear.
Yes.
Now, comma. What is the next input? Yeah, we discussed, right? What is the next input? So first
Today.
one is the start date, then today formula to define today's date. So this doesn't need any kind of locking because the default nature of today formula is to generate today's date. So whichever the cell goes towards down towards right, it will always generate today's date only. Come on. Now coming to the third input. What is that? Excel operator. D4. There we have to again check. Hold on. So now when I go for the D4 cell, when I copy this formula towards down, D4 should not go to D5. This is the problem we had seen. But when I copy this formula towards right, D4 should go to E4 for month calculation. E4 should go to F4 for day calculation. So there is a movement. What is that? D4, E4, F4. Which one sounds common? Is the 4. What is 4? Is the row. So we have understood our data is moving, but it is moving within a row. So when data is moving within a row, we need to lock the row only. And to log the row number, we have to bring the dollar symbol before row number. And to bring the dollar symbol before row number, F4 twice, F4 2 times. So this setup is called as row lock or row constant or row freeze. So when we copy this data or this formula towards down, D4 will never go to D5 because row is locked. When I copy this formula towards right, D4 will definitely go to E4 because column is free. So this setup was missing. Now we have provided. Bracket close. But formula is ready only with one cell. Need to apply for the entire selected range. What is the shortcut? We learned.
Control enter.
Very good. Go for it and see the beauty. With one go, entire stuff is ready. So this is how people we are supposed to design the formula in a table so that we can save our time and we can avoid the duplicacy of work. So give it a try and check everything is working. Any doubt, any queries, do let me know. Fine then. So date calculation, whatever the discussion we had, is it clear? How to write our daily formula, though it is a hidden one. What is the role of today formula to generate today's date? What is the role of our operator YYMMD to year, year to month, or month to date representation that we have got understanding? Then finally, the usage of dollar symbol F4 once to make no movement, neither towards down nor towards right. F4 twice, only row will be locked, column will be free. That is called row constant, row lock, or row freeze. F4 thrice, only column will be locked, row will be free. So that is called our column constant or column freeze or column lock. So all these things we got the clarity. All right. So now we'll proceed to our next example called goal seek. So we are going to discuss one of the beautiful data analytical tool of our Excel people naming called goal seek. And that will be very much essential because if you do not take the right decision in the right time, you'll be losing a lot of stuffs in the corporate. Maybe it end up with making more costing or expenses may be increasing or boosting up, or you may be losing good candidate, could be the case, or you may be losing your proper resources, maybe the reason, we never know. So taking the right decision in right time, how it is very vital and essential, we are going to discuss in this example. And how this tool is going to help us in taking the right decision with no time, that also we are going to discuss. Okay. So you all must be getting salary, isn't it? Obviously, with no one is doing the complimentary work for the company. Anybody is doing? Libya, do you service complimentary for the company?
No, no, no.
Not at
Everybody's
all.
getting paid for that.
Right.
No,
So we
sir.
are going to take a salary example. Okay. So you all must be getting salary and you are quite aware of the components, whatever we have in the salary slip, right? So we have taken a small example so that everybody can connect with it. So stay focused, please. We have got basic of 40,000. DA is nothing but a formula driven cell, 20% of the basic. HRA is nothing but again 50% of the basic. Okay, this is formula driven. Medical allowance is fixed for 15K. Uniform allowance is fixed again for 12K. And now monthly C2C again, if you look at this is nothing but the summation of all the above values. And annual C2C is nothing but monthly C2C multiplied by 12. So all are formula driven cells. So please go through the formulas. Anything is not clear, you can ask me. I'll help you out to understand. right? So the data, whatever we have, we got the complete understanding about it. Now I'm taking you through a situation. Suppose, say, in my team, there is a vacancy and I need one resource just to help me in my day-to-day routine activities. So what I did, I have approached to my recruitment team. I have given the clarity about the JD, what is the role, what should be the profile, how much experience is needed. All these details I have given it in a email format to my recruitment team, and they started searching a good candidate for me. So they have gone to our LinkedIn, all the Naukri websites, and any consultant is any tired of anything. So they have started searching, and they got a candidate's profile. Now, suppose say who is that candidate? Say our friend Divya. Okay. Now Divya's resume has come to me, and being a team leader, I have to take the final call. By taking the interview, I should take a call whether to hire Divya or I should let her go. Okay, this is what the job. Hope the ask is clear. Can I take that? Yes, people, what we need to do, is it clear from the story?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, when I have taken the interview, when I started conducting the interview, or I started asking the questions to Divya, she has answered all the questions perfectly, and she has got good amount of experience. I could apprehend that, and she's having also well academically qualified as well for this job role. She's the suitable one. And internally, I have decided, okay, I should hire Divya. But that alone is not enough. Where the thing lies, the last thing, the compensation part. So for this job role, I offered Divya 11 lakhs 40,000. Okay. But Divya is not happy with that offer. I could make out from her face. And then what I said, I gave a comfort zone to her, asking, Divya, if you have some expectation, you can skip. I mean, you can speak up. We can go for some win-win situation and we can come to a conclusion. So when Divya got an opportunity, she said, Prabhas, if you are offering 14 lakhs instead of 11 lakhs 40, I am going to join immediately in a day or two. This is what Divya said. Now, being a team leader, in front of me, I have a problem. What is that? Now, if I'm going to accept her demand, what should be the structure of my salary? I need to check about it. I need to be careful. This is the first problem. Okay, keep that thing on hold. Now, what happened during this entire process when I was taking the approval from my management for recruitment of one candidate? My management has given me one authority stating that, Prabhas, you can hire anyone, no issues. Salary is not a bar, but ensure that at any point of time, the basic salary should not exceed 60,000. So this is what the capping given by the management. So I have got another problem. What is that? First, I need to know what should be the structure of the salary if I go for accepting 14 lakhs of demand of Dibya. And second problem is, if I accept also, the basic salary should not exceed 60,000. Now, having said all these things, if I need to decide, if I need to come to a conclusion, how long it will take for me? Or if you are in my place, what you do, how long it takes for you to decide? I will tell you what we do in this case. We'll also not disagree. What we do, we'll ask Dibya. Dibya, please be seated in our reception or lobby. We'll let you know in 1 hour time. This is how we treat. This is how we deal with. Do you agree, all of you?
Yes, Prabha.
And what we do in that 1 hour? Why we could not take a decision over there in then and there? So what we do, people, we are not clear with our calculation, what we are supposed to do. And that is the reason why we take 1 hour, at least safer side for the time. We come back to our workstation and we start playing around with our data. What is that? So instead of 40,000, since management has given 60,000, I will start from that point. Now what happens? 15 lakhs 48,000. So which is exceeding Divya's expectation. No problem. So I'm in safer side. Then I'll go and come down 62, 57 something. I'm somewhere close. Then again, I'll go come down 56,000. So like that, unless and until this annual CTC becomes 14 lakhs, my trial and error, my different permutation combinations will not stop. Do you agree? This is what we do? Yes or no?
Yes.
So that is the place where people we are committing a mistake. What kind of mistake and what is the impact of that mistake? I'll tell you. I'll take 2 minutes of your time. I'll take you through a real time situation only. Now, suppose say Dibya is suppose say she is going to wait for 1 hour. I am lucky enough. I have still got the opportunity to retain her. Now, suppose say next to my company or next to our company, one more competitor is there, and Dibya also has got scheduled one interview with them. So she thought for a while, rather sitting idle for 1 hour, let me check it out. If they are available, I can complete that interview also. Why to waste time? Now she went there, and the person who is going to take the interview, she is ready to hire her with that 14 lakhs of CTC. Now, what do you believe? Divya is going to come back to me? Yes, Divya, will you come back?
No, Prabhas.
Not at
Accept
all.
that offer.
Immediately. So everybody wants the time is value, time is money. So when I'm able to save some time, who cares for that? For XYZ company, they are not ready to accept me and they are asking for 1 hour time for negotiation, internal discussion, this, that, and all. Right? So this is the place where what happens. Being a team leader, I lost a good candidate or best suitable candidate for my job role. That is one drawback. Second thing is my recruitment team, whatever the efforts they have made to search Divya's profile from 3 to 4 different resources over there and filtering the candidates, whatever the amount of time they spent, it has gone completely in vain. And whatever the lead time to fill that gap, now it has been increased. Now, later I will be questioned along with the recruitment team. Why did you take this much of time to fill that gap? Was it really not necessary? If it is so, then why you have kept this open? All these things are there. Do you all agree? Right, people, this is what happening in the corporate world. This is the situation, the chain reaction. Since I could not take the decision then and there with no time, I have to suffer a lot. So we are not going to commit that mistake anymore. So in this place, people, if I need to take a call, whether to hire Divya or not, with no time, how will I take a call? For that, we need to deal with a tool called GoalSeek, the data analytical tool. Where it is available? In the data menu, if you look at, we have a very beautiful group called What If Analysis. And in this What If Analysis, we have a beautiful option called GoalSeek. Able to navigate, just check it out. Data menu, what if analysis, GoalSeek. Able to check, is it available? Right. Now, let's focus. The moment you are deciding to go for a tool called GoalSeek, people, you have to satisfy two validation rules. Rule number one, the data must be formula driven. The data, what you're working with, it must be formula driven. Yes, we do have a lot of formulas around, no problem. So our first rule is satisfied. Now, coming to the data, what if analysis, GoalSeek. When I go for this, what happens? This asks me set cell. What is the meaning by set cell? Set cell is nothing but objective cell. In any data, there will be one objective. So if you have understood our whole story, what is our objective? Anybody? The objective is
to lock the cell.
annual CTC. Objective is
Annual, annual
Annual
annual.
CTC
CTC should be
14 lakh.
14 lakhs.
Right. So objective is the annual CTC cell, right? So rule number two, it says that whichever the cell you consider as an objective cell, it must contain a formula. So our annual CTC, is it having a formula? Yes. Monthly CTC multiplied by 12, confirmed. Now, second criteria, to value. How much you are expecting? So how much Dibya was expecting? 14 lakhs. So we should type it manually. We cannot refer to a cell and make it dynamic. We have to always type it manually. Now coming to by changing cell. Which cell you change so that the annual CTC will become 14 lakhs. So taking 1 hour time, which cell we keep on trying our different combinations in the basic. So we will be using the basic salary as by changing cell. Now see the beauty. On our click of button or the blink of our eyes, immediately Excel will do its own iteration and calculation and will throw the result. That to 14 lakhs CTC to achieve, this should be the salary structure. Basic is this much. Is it within the limit given by the management? Of course, yes. So without making a delay over here, immediately I should accept her demand of 14 lakhs and I would declare her that we are through with our interview. Welcome aboard and rest of formalities our HR will be taking care. So please, you can join from day after tomorrow. So how long it has taken? We could save our 1 hour of quality time and we retained our good candidate and the gap is also filled with the stipulated time. So this is how people taking the decision in the right time is very essential in the corporate world. And for that, if you use the tool rightly, it will be helping a lot. So give it a try and check. Any questions, any queries, do let me know. So this will be very helpful people whenever you are working with any point of time profitability margin or to play around to achieve the break even point or the best example for HR front to arrive at your total CTC, monthly CTC. What is it? Whatever, wherever you would like to go for optimization of your profit or wealth, you can make use of this formula. Or the best example I'll tell you for the personal front, if you are paying your EMI for the housing loans and all, you always depend upon the banker. And whatever the banker proposed, that EMI you keep paying. But have you ever checked? Are you really paying the exact amount what you're supposed to pay, or you end up paying something more? That you can check this formula also. That will be very helpful.
So, Prabhat, this rupee symbol, how did you get that? Because when I was checking that, I'm seeing only the dollar I'm getting, but I'm not finding the rupee.
Fine. If you want to get it over here, and you are quite confirmed that you always need this rupee symbol permanently, there is a control panel settings you have to do the changes. Like
Oh,
when you when you go to the control panel, the region you have to change it to English India. And when you change this English India, then in the additional settings, you will be getting your rupee symbol over here, say currency. It will be showing like this. And you have got default symbols like dollar, European, this GBP, all this are there. So it depends upon the control panel settings. That's called regional settings.
okay. Okay.
Yes.
But
Any
by
queries,
default,
people?
Excel will
Yeah.
not give all the symbols, right?
No, that is what default it's not depending upon the Excel. It's about your control panel that is operating system. See, Excel is a software, but that needs a platform called operating system, whether it is Windows 7, Windows 8, 8.1, or 10 or 11. So every software is running in the operating system.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, people, the goal seek application. Is it clear? Any questions from anybody?
Prabhas, can I share my screen?
Yes.
It's showing an error that cell must contain value.
Let me see what is that we have. Just share your screen.
Is my screen visible?
Yep.
So set cell will be this one.
Yeah, annual CTC.
Two value would be 14 lakhs.
Right.
By changing cell, uh, the final total, the annual
No, no,
CTC.
no, no, annual
Oh,
CTC
sorry,
again.
sorry, the basic one.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Fine. So I'm taking the control back on the screen. So let's have a quick recap what we discussed today. So we have started with our business maths people. We have discussed some formulas, functions like sum product, formula text, small, large with combination of row to make it uh, like nested formulas. And then M round application we have seen the logical formula like if, and I told you the more the if formula, file size will be more. So we have got alternate options for this to make the max formula and make it more logical. Then we have seen the EDIT formula and some concepts about our formatting of Excel cells, how to work around with that, and the text formula to extract a day and month and year formula to just extract a year from a date. Then we saw how to make our data informative, taking different types of statistical calculations over there. And then we have seen how to make our data presentable by using the Format as Table option, where it is available in the Home tab, Format as Table. And I told you always take light or medium, do not take the dark options, because the more the dark color, again, file size will be more. Then we have seen that over here, the various advantages of format as table option, how it is having the ready-made options to help us and how to increase our speed working with it. And finally, the keyboard shortcut we have seen for auto fit of column width, Alt OCA, and then how to convert any format to number format, Control Shift 1. Then we have seen the hidden formula of Excel called dateDiff to compute the difference between two setup of dates starting from one XYZ from today and make it more dynamic by using the formula and what is the role of today formula to generate today's date and why YMMD to represent our year to month and month to date over here. And finally, the usage of the dollar symbol F for once to make it cell constant, F for twice to row constant, F for thrice to column constant we have seen. Then the last topic we have discussed about a data analytical tool called GoalSeek. It is available in data what if analysis, GoalSeek, and the rules very much essential. Data must be formula driven and set cell must be the objective cell which contains a formula at least you have to take it. So this is what from our day one side. Any doubt, any queries from day one? And I request everyone, before stepping into the day two, please do one-time practice. Everything, whatever we discussed in day one, be ready with that, and then you go for day two. That will be very helpful, and it will be helping you to register the things easily. All right?
Prabha, one query.
Uh-huh.
This year month we discussed now in the date calculation, the
Yeah.
column blocking. I
Uh-huh.
was able to understand that concept, but I'm little confused. What exactly the locking? Why we are doing the locking on the column side? Can you please elaborate again on that particular area?
Okay. So for that reason, you need to understand the basic concepts. You should have asked there itself. This you should have asked here itself. Okay. Since you did not ask, now I'm telling you. So those who are not clear, please stay focused, people. Okay. So column one and column.
Prabhas, could you please share your Excel, please?
Okay, sure. Thanks for reminding me it was not shared. So I have got two columns. So one column, I have got the data, something like this. And other column, I have got some ready-made numbers. Suppose I'm taking over here, right? Now, if I need to take the multiplication of these two values and populate over here, say products. If I want to make a product of this two column value. So what should be the answer? What you do is equal to column one multiply by column two. This is what we apply, the formula. Do you agree, Kumar?
Yes, Prabhas.
Now, once I go for this, do you go and repeat again the formula equal to 10 and multiply 2 like this? Do you repeat the formula like this?
No.
What we do? We go for the first formula and we go and drag it like this. Do you agree?
Yeah, correct.
So how are you getting your results? Because when you drag it, what happens? Exactly the cells are going down. Can you see that?
Yes, correct.
So this is the default nature of Excel. That's clear,
Yes, correct.
right? So now, if I look at in column 1, the value is always identical. Can you see all the places 10 is there only, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So what I want is instead of writing the same value for multiple times and making my file size heavy, I just want to retain in one cell. And in my calculation all the time, I would like to refer from column 1 only 10. This 10 I would like to refer. This cell should not move down. If I want to do so, that setup, how to do it. So if I delete all the rest of tens, what happens? My formula is showing error. Can you see that?
Yeah, correct.
Because it is missing, the data is not there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what I can do over here, I can go for again equal to 10. Now this cell, if it moves, for me it is a problem. So it should not move. Do you agree?
Yeah, yeah, correct.
So it should not move in the sense what? Like C21 should not go to C22. C21 should not go to D21. So neither towards right nor towards down. That is what the moment we talk about, correct?
Yes.
So C should not move to D. 21 should not move to 22. So column movement we have to restrict, row movement we have to restrict. Do you agree?
Yeah, correct.
So $2 symbol, one before column, one before row. This is called cell constant, cell freeze, cell lock. Clear?
Yeah, clear, Prabhas.
Multiply, taking the value from column 2. We don't need to lock anything because we want the value to move. When I copy this formula towards down, D21 should move to D22, D23, D24, something like that. So I have to keep this open. I have to keep this open, correct?
Correct.
Now control enter. So though I'm working in the first cell, it will always pick the value from column 1 D C21. Even if I go for the last cell of the product column, it is always picking the same value. It is not moving down. So this is called your cell constant, cell freeze or cell lock. And why it is needed? Because I am applying the formula for more than one cell. Now suppose say there was no value over here. If I'm working with only one cell over here, column 1 one cell, column 2 one cell, I don't need to lock. I can simply go for a formula column 1 multiply by column 2. That's enough. So since we are applying the formula for multiple times, more than one cell towards down or towards right if it is needed, we have to think about the locking. So where locking is necessary, did you get a clarity?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Prabhas.
So this is our cell constant. That's clear. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. Correct.
Now,
But if you go to that Excel, right, that Excel.
I'll tell you. We are not yet done. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Oh, okay,
Don't
okay,
jump.
okay, sir.
Don't jump
Okay,
into the
okay, thank
topic. I'll come to that. It will be more clear. See,
you. Okay.
now take one more look. Now suppose say I have a table. Just see. Now something is there over here in a particular column, that is multiple rows we have, okay. And something is there in vertical format, that is 1122 over in here, right? So what is my objective now? Suppose if I ask you, please multiply the value taking from left and from the top and populate this table. Then what will be your formula? Equal to taking the value from left 10, multiplying the value from top. This is what will be your formula. Do you agree?
Yes, yes, sir, Prabhas.
Now same when I go for it, as we know, or will you go and repeat again, taking the another cell equal to 20 multiply, again going to 11. Will you go and type one by one formula like this?
No.
So what you do, once your formula is ready, ideally we have a practice. We can drag it down. Now what happens? When I drag it down, the formula 20 has to be multiplied by 11. But what is happening? When I copy this formula down, 10 is moving to 20. Can you see that? But 11 is also moving to 110. This is the trouble. So what I need to do?
We
I
need
need
to
to lock
log the
this,
row.
lock the row, right? So if I go for locking the row, what will be happening? My data, though I'm here or here or here, it will always pick the value from 11. So this cell only it is moving, but this cell remains locked over here, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Now, similarly, if I go and take this formula towards right, what happens? This cell, when I go for it, my 11 is moving to
Column.
22, but D31, when C31 is moving to D31. So this one should not move to this cell. So we have to lock this again. So for that purpose, what we need to do when you design the formula, when you take the value from 10, so this should always move in the same column only. 10, 20, 30, it should move. It should not move to 10 to over here in D column or E column or F column. It should not move. So C should not change any point of time. So we should lock only C. Okay. Now multiply. Taking the value from 11, D30. D30 should not go to over here D31. So 30 has to be there all the time. D30, E30, F30. So we should lock the row. So data, whichever it is in column, it will retain in the column. Data, whichever in the row, it will be written in the row. And the moment I hit Control Enter, I got my ready. So though I am working with my first cell or the last cell, it will always pick the value properly from the left and from the top. So this is called your row lock and column lock of the formula. And the same thing we did it over here. Right? Hope it is clear.
Yeah, clear, Prabhas.
So try that one more time.
Yeah, sure, Prabhas.
Right. All right, friends. So any other queries or doubts from anybody? So as usual, you will be getting the recording by maximum 8:30 p.m. tonight. And this case studies, whatever the modules we are going to continue tomorrow on the same workbook only. Okay. But as I told you, be ready with one-time practice even over here. And if you find any difficulties during the practice, you have got some queries generated over there, and you want to discuss with me, then I request everyone, please drop me a message in that WhatsApp group so that I will log in by 1:45 p.m. dot, and 1:45 p.m. to 2 p.m. will be our doubt clarification window time, and dot 2 p.m. will start with our day two topics. So I request everyone, please adhere to the timeline so that we can extract more from the training and we can utilize the timeline effectively and we can discuss the things better. No need to run or no need to go for hurry, okay, I have offered this guaranteed content, I will not be completing. I don't do that even. So that's why I need your support. So sticking to the timeline is very, very essential. So I request everyone, don't miss the class at whatever the cost it may be. Please attend because the flow is necessary and the topics are interlinked. And the way it has been designed, it is going to help you a lot in a proper channel to register the things easily. And immediately try to implement the same in your workplace, whatever you are learning. All right, fine then. So if there is no queries, I'll call it as a day.